think we good. I think we good. I think we good. Yeah. Yeah. Man, thank y'all for tuning in. As always, every Wednesday, every Sunday at 10:30. You already know it's the Ken and Brothers Get a Rap podcast. I'm your host, Ashley Lovechild, and I want to thank y'all for tuning and tapping in, man. It's the big episode 209. That's a lot of episodes for a pod. A lot of pods can't say that they have that many episodes. So again, I want to thank y'all for supporting the show, supporting the brand each and every. We're on the road to 20,000 subscribers. We're a little over 11,000. So again, continue to like, subscribe, share, hit that all notification bell because I do pop up throughout the week, and it'd be great conversations. If this is your first time ever tapping in, we talk about everything here, whether it's social media, movies, music, anything that's I would say things that need to be spoken about. We even have very deep conversations here, and we have a good time doing it. Sometimes we agree, sometimes we agree to disagree, but if not nothing else, it's always love to the pod. Shout out to the chat, going super in. Thank y'all for tuning and tapping in. The chat has been active already in the building. Um, I'm gonna shout out to some of those people in the chat in a second. Also, I want to thank the presenting sponsor of this podcast, which is Button Snaps, where you get the finest of movies, shows, documentaries, and original content for your viewing pleasure on $4.99. Again, that's Button Snaps. That's the word button, hyphenated sign, in the word snaps.com. That's the word button, hyphenated sign, in the word snaps.com. So make sure y'all tune into Button Snaps. Also, remember, don't be an agent of chaos. Don't be a stain. Stand out for being positive. Show love and light. Also, some new music. Working on some new music. Working on that new album. I'm telling y'all, it's gonna be absolute fire. It's a masterpiece, and I can't wait to get that to you. Don't forget to mash that like button. Hit them likes. Hit the 100s. Again, it helps with the growth of the show. And man, just thank y'all for tapping in. All right, y'all, let's get this show started, man. Shout out to the chat real quick. Shout out to the chat. We got gifteds in the chat. We got we got our day ones in the chat. We got badge holders in the chat. Them big badge holders. Make sure y'all tap into get y'all badges. Different access are granted to different badge holders, so make sure you tap into the membership portion of the page. Shout out to Winter Breeze in the building. First comment of the night. Shout out to Hazel in the building. What's up, Hazel? Appreciate that. New mayor in New York City. I peeped that. I seen that earlier. Yes, new mayor in New York City. Shout out to King P all day, one of our badge holders. Thank you for the gifted. Appreciate that. What's up, party people? Shout out to Treeman, Brooklyn in the building. New mayor, nothing will change. Damn. Shout out to King P again. Who could face R. Kelly in verses? Ah, man. I'm gonna get back to that question. Hold on. Let me shout out the rest of the people. Yeah, shout out to Culture. Nobody. Oh, okay. Nobody. Nobody can mess with Kells. Nobody. Oh, that's the song. Nobody. Shout out to Winter. Not even MJ can beat R. Kelly in verses. In the verses. King P, I was thinking the same. LOL. Everyone have a good night. Shout out to Shay in the building. Shout out to Ebony in the building. Nobody could beat R. Kelly. Michael Jackson could beat R. Kelly in my opinion. King P, no way. They both great though. MJ for me. Shout out to Paul in the building. We got Paul, big badge holder, and again one of our day one. Shout out to Paul in the building, staying engaged in the chat. Remember y'all, and hit. Don't forget to hit them likes and hit the 100s in the chat, y'all. I appreciate it immensely. And Paul said good night to everybody, showing major love in the chat. All right, y'all. Oh, let me go back to King P. So he asked the question. He did do the gifted super chat. Who could face R. Kelly in the verses? Me personally, I don't think nobody could. I'm with some of y'all in the chat. Some of y'all said Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is probably the closest person that could go against R. Kelly in the verses. Can he win? Or could he have won? Yeah, because there's also a performance component to verses that even though R. Kelly is a great performer, the way he performs and the way MJ performs is to me completely different, but they get their point across. So there is a performance component to verses. Michael Jackson also has nuclear bombs, just like R. Kelly. He has nuclear bombs. Musically, for me, it will probably be R. Kelly. Um, but to say Michael Jackson don't have a chance, yeah, nah. MJ definitely got a chance. MJ got nuclear bombs, man. R. Kelly got nuclear bombs too, cause he got a lot of records. He wrote for a lot of people, but that would be if that could have happened, that would have been one for the books. And if anybody could face R. Kelly, the closest person would be Michael Jackson. Everybody else, no, no. Anybody else, no. It's not happening. Nobody else could face R. Kelly in a versus. I don't care who you think, who you name, but nobody else. Nothing. Shout out to the chat. Neo might have had a chance for having good songs, but not sure if Neo is a writer like R. Kelly. No, I mean Neo is a very excellent writer. He's one of the best writers we've ever had in the business. But it hits different. It hits different for me personally. It hits different. It hits different. Like the Neo's classic music is classic music. Like Neo R&B is top tier R&B. Neo could go against damn near anybody song for song except for R. Kelly, man. Like R. Kelly got a lot, and it's different. It's different. Um, I think what would be a better versus for Neo would definitely be somebody like Trey Songz, Chris Brown, because Neo could perform very well. He has a lot of songs. He also wrote for a lot of people, but them R. Kelly that hits different. Usher, shout out to Ebony. She said Usher. Yeah, Usher is one of the best we have in the business. Been one of the best ever since the '90s, yo. But I don't see Usher beating R. Kelly. Like I don't see it. I don't see it, me personally. Nicki Minaj versus everybody. Uh, Team Gandalf versus Team Thanos. Uh, yeah, y'all funny in the chat. But yeah, me personally, I don't see it. Ludacris Chicken and Beer is the GOAT R&B record. Shout out to Critical Rick in the building. Appreciate you for tapping in, my guy. And to clear up something last episode, YouTube is deleting comments. It's not me. Me, if people get crazy, super crazy, I will block you. But it's YouTube actually. But I thought it was me. It was actually, so y'all was right in the chat because some of y'all said I thought it was YouTube. It's actually YouTube actually blocking some of the comments if they feel like the comments don't meet the guidelines. So that's YouTube. It's not me. But I did get a couple people up out of here last episode because y'all, for all my my regulars, y'all know how they give it up when they come here trolling. But yeah, so I may mention that because I've seen some comments be deleted and I'm not doing that. So shout out to Reckless in the building. Can I ask you a question? As long as you're not being an idiot, as long as you're not one of the people that I was talking about, if you really genuinely want to ask me a question, you can ask me a question. But if it's something foolish, I'm gonna get you up out of here. So you choose. You know what I'm saying? Because anytime somebody want to ask you a question, they follow it up with something stupid instead of just asking you a real question. Shout out to Samantha in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Samantha on one. Shout out to Jeffrey in the building. Just ask your question. If it's stupid, I will block you. Just understand that you will get some tickets to the block party. I got a song and everything. If I choose to play the song, we could party while we get you up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Critical Rick. YouTube algorithm deletes comments with certain keywords or phrases. Okay, yeah. So I remember mentioning that last episode because some people say, "Yo, you blocked me," and if I blocked you accidentally, because I'm thinking I'm blocking a person. So if a comment go up, I could have blocked somebody accidentally. But YouTube is, getting some of these comments up out of here because, each and every episode, I get some foolishness from time to time. Yes, that guy had the red circle or dot in your last pot. Yeah, yeah. You remember. You remember. Cass definitely needed a ticket to the block party. Yeah, yeah. See, Paul on point. Paul on point as always. She's on point as always. Pug, my friend Jamal went to. All right, man. See. Pug Whisperer is the person that I'm like the typical person I'd be talking about. Just we don't do the bots here. We don't do the fake energy here. Just come here and show love. Don't be a stain. Don't try to stand out by just being an idiot. You know what I mean? So these are the people that I'm talking about. Yes. But shout out to y'all. Hit the likes and hit the 100s while you here. All right, y'all. Moving on to our first segment of the night. Popular opinions. This segment is brought to you by OUV Records. Make sure you go to Instagram at OUV Records and make sure you stay in tune to the latest music and merchandise. The label motto is create, document, and inspire. As you see the merchandise, and if you get enough merch, you get the fire box with it. We got, actual like package boxes and all that. We do it big here, you know what I'm saying? We do it big here. So make sure y'all tap in to the merch. All right, y'all. First question of the night. And remember, y'all, these are not my questions. These are the world's questions. Stick to the answers in the questions, y'all. All right. First question. Best Nate Dogg feature on this list. Best Nate Dogg feature on this list. Number 1, 50 Cent's 21 Questions. Number 2, Warren G, Regulator. Number 3, Dr. Dre, Next Episode. Number 4, Eminem, Till I Collapse. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. What are they saying? The hell? Yeah, let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Again, best Warren G collab or feature on this list. Again, number 1, 50 Cent, 21 Questions. Number 2, Warren G, Regulator. Number 3, Dr. Dre, Next Episode. Number 4, Till I Collapse. All of these are fire. All of these records are fire, and Nate Dogg elevated all of these records. All of these records would be great by itself, but with him on these songs, he take these records to the whole next level. I ain't gonna lie. I know most of y'all saying Regulator. I'm saying Regulator all in the chat. Regulator all in the chat. Me personally, I prefer 50 Cent 21 Questions. I really prefer, I think that's his best one. Regulator is probably the most iconic. He was spazzing all over that song. But I really like 50 Cent 21 Questions. It just gives it a different element that makes it a classic for me personally. So in the chat, it's undoubtedly, I'm seeing undoubtedly, y'all going with Regulator. Regulator. Shout out to Pyron, appreciate you for tapping in. Hey, what's up to you? Shout out to Malu. We got Malu in the building. What's up, Malu? Appreciate Malu in the building. Jeffrey, hell nah, 21 Questions. You're tripping. That's how you going to say I'm tripping based on my preference? It's a fire. So you mean to tell me that 21 Questions is not a fire song? That's crazy. 21 Questions is pressure. That's a fire song. And I prefer 21 Questions over Regulator. I think he did more for that song and elevating that song than he did for Regulator. Because Regulator is a fire song by itself, just Warren G on it by itself. Did Warren G take it? Did Nate Dogg take it to the next level on that song? Yeah. But I prefer 21 Questions. 21 Questions is popping. Y'all gonna stop sleeping on 21 Questions. That's popping. I even like Next Episode, but I do like Regulator more so than Next Episode. Till I Collapse is fire as well, a banger. But I like Regulator over that. But overall, I like 50 Cent 21 Questions out of all of them. Me personally. In the chat, I've been to the MF mountaintop. Heard MF talk, seen it drop. If I ain't got a weapon, I'ma pick. These are fire top tier songs. Like honestly, you can't go wrong with either one of these. While you got on to it's the bars, it hits, it's his family. 21 questions not popping. You crazy, yo, bro. You crazy. I don't agree with you. 21 questions is not popping. Come on, you crazy. Again, I went with 21 questions. The chat resoundingly went with regulator, and probably the rest of the world gonna say regulator, but I got my preference. At 58%, over 75,000 people voted on this. That's a lot of people. So at 58%, the rest of the world went with Warren G, Regulator. And again, I'm not saying it's not a fire song. Regulator is a classic song. But I prefer 21 Questions. 21 Questions is a fire song. The fact that some people in the chat saying it's not popping, that's crazy. That's crazy. No, 21 Questions is not. You crazy. 21 Questions is popping. I don't even remember 21. Critical, you don't remember 21 Questions. Come on, y'all gotta stop, bro. You know you remember 21 Questions, Critical. You know that. Shout out to Tom in the building. Appreciate you for tapping in. Hit them likes, hit the 100s. Ashley, chat family, hope all is well. Stay consistent and healthy. Appreciate that, my brother. You do the same, my brother. Appreciate that, man. Thank you. Rally Rich. What's up, Rally Rich? Lions in the building. It's definitely 21 Questions for me. I missed the poll. Shout out to Warren G and probably one of the best hook men to ever do it in Nate Dogg. Yeah, because the question was best Nate Dogg feature on this list. The options was 50 Cent 21 Questions, which I prefer. Warren G Regulator, which is a classic. I didn't say it was trash. It's a classic. You could play it anywhere. You could play it at a barbecue party. Regulator's gonna be popping. And people don't. It's funny how people pick and choose what's old and what's young, but Regulator is like damn near like 40 something years old, but it's still a fire. So it's damn near like 40 years old, a little over 30. But y'all get the point that I'm making. Dr. Dre next episode, another classic, and Eminem till I collapse. Classic songs. I prefer 21 Questions, but Regulator, it's a fire song. It's a classic. So, but the fact that y'all saying that 21 Questions is not popping is crazy. That's crazy altogether. I'm not jacking that at all. Skyroom, just scroll through. Yeah, bro. Watch who you talking to. You in my house, dog. You in my house. You don't tell me to shut up, dog. You watch your mouth. You know what I'm saying? You could disagree with me, which is cool, but telling me to shut up. Over here? Nah, man. What we doing? Nostalgic in the building. Appreciate you for tapping in. Do you enjoy being? What type of question is that? Would you be? I can't answer that question, my guy. Appreciate you though. Hit them likes, hit the 100s. Super need. Yeah, you trying to be a stain. You trying to stand out for being negative. That's what you trying to do. Stop yapping. You at my party, dog. I'm gonna yap all night. You feel me? So if you don't like it over here, get out. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jeffrey. He did a song with Dr. Dre. Yeah, that was next episode. Next episode is a classic, but it's not Violator. It's not Regulator. Regulator is definitely a classic. It's someone saying Halle Berry or Lisa Ray from Players Club. It's just a preference, bro. And I would prefer Halle Berry just to answer that question. But the similarities is correct. Yes. I had a obituary this morning. Malu, exactly. Hey, can I wear you as? I'm taking Lisa Ray. Everybody else might take Halle Berry. Quiet as kept real quick. Growing up, Halle Berry was always like top tier to me. But if y'all remember the movie A Low Down Dirty Shame, my favorite growing up was actually Sally Richardson. She was the love interest in the Low Down Dirty Shame, opposite of Jada Pinkett. Most people remember Jada Pinkett, but the real super sexy joint, yeah, that's Sally Richardson. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, I would have risked it all at the time if I was in her age group. You know what I'm saying? If I was a grown man at that time, I would have had to scoop old Sally. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's time. Ashley, I ain't mad at you. I'm taking Hallie. That's what you feel me? But I like that. You know what I'm saying? Just top tier, top of tier. Fake boo, sad, fake go. Malu laughing at me. I'm trying to say Sally Richardson was popping. Like if y'all look at that movie, you know what I'm saying? Like, just saying, like, it's just, she looked good. She looked good. For some reason, I had an attraction to women with just natural hair growing up. So Halle Berry, I don't know if y'all remember Strictly Business. This was when she pulled out the short Halle cut. This was when people say you had the Halle Berry for women. They was talking about that movie. She had the short haircut in that movie. She introduced it in that movie. Sally Richardson also had short hair. There's another lady that played in this movie called Out of Sync, where LL Cool J, the little chocolate Jones with the natural short hair. Give me 2 scoops of that right there. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to Super. Come on, man. Fake. There ain't nothing fake about me, player. I get it. I get it. I'm the type of man that would knock on your door in the middle of the night and tell you to take out the trash. Your mama asked you to take out the trash. I'm the type of man that will knock off your mom, your grown sister, your auntie, and your grown cousin. I get it. I get it. You recognize confidence when you see it, bro. Appreciate you for tapping it. Hit the likes and hit the 100s. You're not going to stand out like this, bro. It would have been completely different if you came in here and tried to show some love. Yeah, man. Shout out to you, though. Megan Good in Biker Boys. She was fine in Biker Boys. I ain't going to hold you. I'm not going to hold you. Not going to hold you. Yeah, she was fine. Doing it for a reaction. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next popular opinion question. If you have $5 million, I'm sorry, $5 million on the line, $5 million on the line to unalive one of these movie characters. $5 million on the line to unalive one of these movie characters. Number 1, Freddy Krueger. Number 2, Michael Myers. Number 3, Chucky. Number 4, Leatherface. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Again, $5 million on the line to unalive one of these movie characters. Again, number 1 is Freddy Krueger. Number 2, Michael Myers. Number 3 is Chucky. Number 4 is Leatherface. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Let me know. Oh, wait, that's Chucky, easy pick. That's Sister Sally Richardson to me. Reminds me of Vanity. That was the, oh my God. So you know where I'm going with this. You know what I'm saying? I like that top tier cinnamon in mine. You know what I'm saying? They finger licking good. You feel me? Vanity was fire. You know what I'm saying? Fire. The original sex symbol. You know what I'm saying? Some of these dudes in the 80s had it popping. Like, they had some fine women. We got some fine women now, but I'm just saying, that's top tier fineness right there. And they natural. You know what I'm saying? I like a natural woman. I like a naturally fit woman that just, you know what I'm saying, that just look good, man. He told the chat earlier. Shout out to Toasty. Appreciate you for tapping in. Hit them likes, hit the 100s. Chucky going in the barbecue pit. Michael Myers, but not to eliminate, but as my favorite 100. Chucky. So y'all going with, all right, so for me, I'm not messing with Freddy. I'm not messing with Freddy. Freddy's too petty. I'm not messing with Freddy. Michael Myers is kind of strong, bro. Like, that's a strong, like, he got a different type of strength. You know what I'm saying? I'm not messing with old Mike. I'm only messing with Mike if I have to. I might have to tussle with Leatherface. I got the type of strength, I could tussle with Leatherface. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to play a little college football. You know what I'm saying? A little running back. I could tussle with Leatherface. I could get him up off me. You feel me? but I'm going with Chucky. Chucky not in my weight class, bro. Like I'm, it's gonna be up for Chucky. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be looking for Chucky. You know what I'm saying? So 5 million on the line. Oh, I'm getting Chucky up out of here, quick, fast. Me personally. So I'm going with Chucky. I'm seeing all through the chat resoundingly is Chucky in the chat. The rest of the world at 58%, mind y'all, again, I'm sorry, 66%. Over 78,000 people voted on this with Chucky. With Chucky. I'm not mad at that because, yo, I'm going with Chucky too. Like, if he got a knife, I get a knife. Like, I grew up in Brooklyn, bro. This is what we do. Like, we started with razors, pulling them out, you know what I'm saying, out our mouth and all that. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. Box cutters. A little knife ain't gonna do nothing to me. From Brooklyn. Like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? You got a knife, I got a knife. What we doing? And I got you. I got you beat. I'm stronger than you. I'm smarter than you, Chucky. I'm getting Chucky up out of there. Leatherface, I could get Leatherface up out of there. Strength for strength? Oh, yeah. Leatherface, tussle. I ain't messing with Mike. Mike, that's a different type of strength right there. Yeah, nah, I'm cool. And Freddie too petty for me. Freddie, he's just too petty. He enjoy it too much. So, that's our popular opinion for that one. Y'all laughing at me. Ashley, I know who is fire. She got about 6 kids by Eddie Murphy. Nicole Murphy. Nicole Murphy in her prime is top tier. Like, I'm not going to hold you. She's still fine. But she's still fine though. You know what I mean? Like, if you in your 60s, that's top tier primo. You know what I'm saying? For a little 60 babe. But back in her heyday, yeah, I'm like old Eddie. I would have had to scoop that too. She fine. She fine. That's a fine woman right there. You know who's also my crush? Y'all probably won't remember her. Y'all probably will. If y'all ever seen the movie Boys in the Hood, you remember Ricky's baby mom? Top tier. If you ever seen her in the movie called Class Act playing Demeter, all that chocolate, just, you know what I'm saying? Just, that's good chocolate right there, It's a good time, you know what I'm saying? I would have definitely wiped her up, you know what I'm saying? That's a fact, Malu. He needs some love. He's just trying to stand out. Freddie just got his star in Hollywood on Halloween Day. I didn't know that. I thought he would have, the character Freddie, that they would have been show that man some love. Ashley, okay. Myrtle Ave, stay away from that pizza shop back in the day. Of course, Brooklyn was nothing nice. The Bronx was so crazy back in the day, man. Yeah, I know about the BX, you know what I'm saying? Like, I told this story before in the chat. When I was in college and I was, my 3rd year in school, I chose to travel from school to home instead of staying on campus. And there's one girl I was dealing with at the time. She was so fine, but she lived in the Bronx, but she was super struggly. And this was like at the time where like getting on the train and the bus was like $2.50. So she was like, yo, I really want to see you, but I don't got no way to get it. I'm like, but you live in the Bronx though. So the fastest way to get here is to take the train. And she like, yeah, I don't got no money to get on the train. I'm like, yo, you don't got $2.50 to get on the train like that? Like, to be a grown adult and have that money. So after I picks her up, right, you know what I'm saying? Like, because, I had to go pick that up because she was still fine, you know what I'm saying? I had to go out to the BX, scoop her up, and then, bring her back. You know what I'm saying? It was just the fact that she was that struggly, you know what I'm saying? So the Bronx is a wild place, you know what I'm saying? So I say to say that. Oh, man. Appreciate LaJunta in the building. Hit them likes, hit them 100s, I guess. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next segment. Hollywood Need to Ask Us. I came up with this segment because Hollywood don't give us enough fire movies. It don't give us no interest, no buzz. We not hype. So I got a better idea for a movie or a movie series. So my Hollywood need to ask us for tonight. I would love to see a Jodeci biopic movie. When are we going to get a Jodeci biopic? Like, when can we get one? Jodeci is too important in the music space for them not to have a movie. They have too many damn hits, and their story on and off the stage is something that the world needs to know. Case in point, Casey used to date Mary J. Blige. And Mary J. Blige was on top of the world. I mean, Mary J. Blige is still kicking butt. Like, she's acting. She still got her music. Mary J. Blige is a whole legend out here. So to see them both coming up in that height, in their height, in this particular movie, this is just one storyline. Then you had Mr. Dalvin that was dating T-Boz from TLC. Another storyline. It's just too many different layers. They got too many hits, and they too important to the culture for the world not to see their journey in music on and off the camera. So my Hollywood Need to Ask Us again is a Jodeci movie. Obviously, this would be rated R. I would love to incorporate all the great artists that was around at that time. They worked with Tupac, they worked with Biggie, and countless of other great artists that also could be added to this movie as well. The actors I would have involved, I think I would prefer to go with unknown actors. Good actors, but very unknown. Faces that we've never seen before, mainly because anytime we get movies that have younger actors, because this will have to take place late 80s going into the 90s as far as their journey. When we have unknown, we tend to identify with the characters more and better. So again, I that's the actors I would go with for the group in itself. Now, people around the group, of course, I would have known actors. I would have somebody like Wood Harris, Mekhi Phifer. I would go with Patina Miller as well. I mean, you can have all these great actors. I would even go Keke Palmer. I think Keke Palmer would shine in a movie of this caliber, but outside of the Jodeci characters, obviously. So I think this would absolutely be a fire movie, and everybody and their mother will go see this movie, in my opinion. Shout out to Paul, Mary. Speaking of, Hollywood should make a movie about my life. I'm saying, Malu, you popping, you know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't they? You know what I mean? It could be 3 movies. It could be a 3-movie series. Why not? You know what I'm saying? Why not? If I made a movie about my life, I probably wouldn't say it's my life because people wouldn't even believe it. You know what I'm saying? So I would definitely watch that though. Especially if you say it's about you. I'll definitely watch that. Absolutely 100. But again, I think this movie needs to be made, needs to be in production. And this group is such, and then what made Jodeci so poppin', they did everything non-traditionally. At that time, when you have Boys to Men and all these other groups that came out with the suits and, you know, clean cut, and, you know, they gonna dance with it and sing to you. Jodeci came out on that New York swag, you know what I'm saying, with the leather jacket, matching pants, Timbos, you know what I'm saying? Shades, we out here, baby. Like, what's happening? You know what I mean? Shirts on butt naked, just bird chest, all that. Choker chain, all that. You know what I'm saying? They did it differently at that time. And it caught on. And the world needs to hear their story. Ash being nice tonight. No tickets to the block party. Now, I'm seeing people and I'm seeing it in the chat. The more you pay attention to it, the more, but they on the fringe. You know, I am being kind of nice for the first 30 minutes of the show, but they damn sure asking for it. You know what I'm saying? They damn sure asking for it. Shut up, bro. I feel you. Can you not just find another channel? You do not have to. Mental disabilities, we should have consideration when we judge you. I'm saying, you know what? I'm gonna leave it up to the chat. Chat, should I give this individual some tickets to the block party? Let me know. If I get a couple of yeses, then it's up. If y'all say nah, let him rock, let him be cool, then I'm gonna let him be cool. Let me know in the chat. Should I give him some tickets to the block party? Cause I'm chilling. He not affecting the show at all. Should I or should not? Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. So yeah, I would love to see this movie. I think this movie would absolutely be a smash, be a hit on this aspect. And at the end of the day, the world needs to see Jodeci and their story. They need to see it. I would love this. Yeah, yeah. Shout out to Ebony. I would definitely love this as well too. Definitely love this as well. Ashley, you definitely should keep repeating him. All right, so the chat saying get you up out of here. Yeah, I'm gonna get you up out of here. You know what I'm saying? The chat wants you going, you gotta go. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. He's a weirdo. Ashley, you definitely should. You keep him control. Someone said the hate or live, either way, it keeps showing popping. Keeps show popping. They need to do a movie on Puerto Rican Jesus. I've never heard of that. Puerto Rican Jesus? What's that? I know you be like, bro, you don't know Puerto Rican Jesus? I don't know what's that. What's that? What's Puerto Rican Jesus? You gonna have me look it up too, bro. What's that? Definitely a movie on Montana. Okay. Definitely needs to be a movie. Okay. All right. See, and that's what I'm saying. Like Hollywood is so comfortable right now. They keep, like, real talk. We see the same movies over and over again. It's just in a different packaging. How many times have we gotten they coming out with Scream 7? It looks pretty good, but how many more Screams we going to get? We done got 8,000 Michael Myers, 10,000 Jasons. Like, how many more of the same movies are we going to get? So I think we absolutely need different faces and ideas in Hollywood. Me neither. I don't know about Puerto Rican Jesus. Please, for the love, stop. I mean, it was funny first, but you need help. Shout out to C Shorts in the building. Appreciate you for tapping to hit them likes, hit the 100s. A little funny guy. Appreciate you. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next segment, our must-see segment. Y'all know I'm gonna give y'all 3 fire must-see movies to tap into. Make sure y'all tap into these movies. These are good movies, each and every episode. So without further ado, first movie y'all must tap into came out in 1995, directed by Paul Verhoeven. This movie is cast by Elizabeth Berkley, Gina Grinshon, Kyle MacLachlan, Gina Rivera, Rena Riddle, Robert Davey, and Glenn Plummer. This movie is called Showgirls. This movie had me in a frenzy when I was a kid. I had no business watching this movie back in 95. In 1995, I was about 9 years old. I had no business watching this movie. I was about 10. I was more like 10 years old. I had no business watching this damn movie. None. But it's still a fire movie. This movie is about a young lady coming to a major city, wanting and having big dreams. And you have to watch the rest of the movie. Again, I won't spoil it for you, so make sure you tap in to see Showgirls. Next must-see movie came out in 1998, directed by Michael Martin. This movie stars Master P, Anthony Johnson, A.J. Johnson, John Witherspoon, Tommy Lester Jr., Cheryl Underwood, and Gretchen Palmer. This movie is called I Got the Hookup. Fire funny movie. This is an actual classic hood movie, to be honest with you. If y'all seen I Got the Hookup too, that's ass. But this original movie was fire. They put a lot of money into this movie, and it was really good. It was about a guy in his neighborhood trying to become the next level businessman, and you have to watch the rest of the movie. It's actually a funny movie, so make sure y'all tap it to see I Got the Hookup. Third and final must-see movie came out in 1992, directed by Mick Garris. This movie stars Stephen King, Brian Curse, Alice Cridge, Machine Emil, Ron Perlman, and Joe Dante. This movie is called Sleepwalkers. Fire movie about a young kid and his mother moving into a new town, and they having some troubles adapting, and you have to watch the rest of the movie. Again, I won't spoil you any of these movies for you, and I just feel like movies is better without it being spoiled, so make sure y'all tap into the movie Sleepwalkers. So my 3 must-see movies: number 1, Showgirls; number 2, I Got the Hookup; number 3, Sleepwalkers. Make sure y'all tap into those movies. Fire movies. Glenn Plummer, underrated actor and great actor to me anywhere. That's a fact. One of my favorite movies of Glenn Plummer is South Central. Fire movie. That's a fire movie. Classic movie. He should have been in way more movies. Yes, he's a great actor. He's a great actor. I agree. I didn't see Showgirls, but I seen the other 2. Tap into Showgirls. Tap into Showgirls. And make sure no kids around, but tap into Showgirls. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. Glenn Plummer does his thing in that movie as well. It's a fire must-see movie. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next one. Our must-hear artist. I'm going to give y'all a feature artist to go tap into, whether it's new or old, whether it's hip-hop or R&B. I'm going to give y'all that fire. I'm going to profile an artist that I never did in the 208 episodes I've had of this podcast. I'm going to do Jay-Z. There's been a lot of Jay-Z slander, and on my watch, it will not be cool. You know what I'm saying? So, and it won't be allowed. So my 3 must have on a Jay-Z playlist. Put these 3 songs on your playlist by Jay-Z. Number 1, Where I'm From. Number 2, It's On. Is Beanie Siegel featuring Jay-Z. And number 3, Song Cry. Put those 3 songs on your playlist by Jay-Z. This is one of the reasons why Jay-Z came out and said, yo, ain't nobody could do a versus with me. And he's right. When it comes to rapping, ain't nobody can mess with Jay. People said Drake. You don't want to put Drake on no Jay-Z stage, bro. His bars hit differently. Performance matters when it comes to verses. Jay-Z got next level big records. If Jay-Z plays Song Cry, what does Drake play? If Jay-Z plays Best of Both Worlds featuring R. Kelly, what does Drake play? If Jay-Z plays It's On, what does Drake play? And I know this is all preference based, but there's been a lot of Jay-Z slander. And if you notice, none of the top tier artists, top tier lyricists came out and said anything. Mind you, he said this years ago, and people are speaking on it now, and nobody said nothing. Not your Nas's, even though Nas is great. Even though Nas got a lot of fire music. Nas could go against Jay, but Jay got more records. He has bigger records. Lil Wayne shows homage to a guy like Jay. Lil Wayne would never get in a ring with Jay-Z. Lil Wayne wanted to sign to Jay. So people say Wayne is a great artist, a great performer, got a lot of great music, but Lil Wayne's better music, in my opinion, was on those mixtapes. And if you was around Lil Wayne mixtape era, those mixtapes is head and shoulders better than those Carter albums, my opinion. So again, you don't hear other top tier rappers like, yeah, I could beat them. So again, put these 3 songs on your playlist by Jay-Z. It's well deserved. Stop with the slander and show love to the greats. I don't understand why we don't show love to the greats. So again, Jay-Z, Where I'm From. Number 2, It's On, Beanie Siegel featuring Jay-Z. And number 3, Song Cry. Make sure you put those 3 songs on your playlist. Hey bro, congrats on your, okay, weirdo. You're right, Drake is like a peanut. Drake got a lot of records, but people don't understand there's a performance component to verses, and you've seen that no more prevalent than when we had the Locks versus Dipset. Dipset has a lot of records. I was around for that Dipset era. I was a young teenager, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember the era. But the locks, it was the performance component that Jay is from that class. That's why you don't hear none of the top tier rappers talking crap. Shit, even Nas signed to Jay-Z. Even Nas signed to Jay-Z. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. And you can't refute what's real. Opinions is opinion, but the facts is the facts. You tripping Carter albums was good. See, you saying something I didn't say. I never said the Carter albums wasn't good. I never said that. The Carter albums was good, but it wasn't nothing compared to mixtape Lil Wayne. That's not even arguable if you know music. That's not arguable. His better music was on those mixtapes. That's something I know because that's the era. What are you talking about? Carter 1, 2, and 3. It's cool. It's cool. Great albums. They cool. But they wasn't messing with mixtape Lil Wayne, bro. What are you talking about? Lil Wayne is fire. That's a fact. That's a fact. Lil Wayne is one of the GOATs to me. I just watched the Master P Birdman versus. Enjoy that. That was a fire versus. The only thing that's whack about that versus is that they only get to play 10 songs. And of course, there's no Lil Wayne. And then obviously, there's no Mystical. You know what I mean? So that's the only thing I hated about the verses. But I loved it in the aspect that you seen two labels who was beefing at one time. There was a lot of discourse, but they was able to get on stage and do their shit and celebrate like we can without violence and without all this extra BS that they try to label us as. You know what I mean? So I loved it from that aspect too. So, and I think No Limit won that too. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, y'all, moving on to our next one. You know I'm going to give y'all a great book to read. Make sure y'all tap into the book, How to Write a Movie in 21 Days, The Inner Movie Method. These are people who are aspiring writers. This is a great foundational book to have to learn how to write scripts and work movies. And this book is by Vicky King. So make sure y'all tap into the book, How to Write a Movie in 21 Days, The Inner Movie Method. So make sure y'all tap into that book. Let me read some of the chat. The great thing about Master P and Birdman coming together was for the city, but that versus was not good. But I had to give it to No Limit. There was no Mystical and there was no Lil Wayne. See, my biggest thing about the verses in itself is that it was in Vegas. So how do you have two New Orleans-based label, even though these labels are worldwide? It would have meant more seeing the New Orleans culture embrace their two mega labels, their most champion labels. So that's just me personally. And then, of course, I said there was no Mystical, but there's also obviously no Soulja Slim, rest in peace, and there's no C Murder. You know what I'm saying? So that was a part of that too. So, but yeah. All right, y'all, moving on to our next one. Send them to Turkey or nah, send them to Turkey or nah. Y'all know the rules. Type in T to send them to Turkey. Type in N, not to. When people say do certain things, we send them to Turkey because Turkey has some of the craziest laws we've ever heard. So our first one of the night. Send them to Turkey or nah. 23-year-old NBA basketball player for the Phoenix Suns, Jalen Green, was spotted with a new tattoo of his 40-year-old girlfriend, Drea Mitchell, on his back. Are we sending young Jalen Green to Turkey for getting a picture of his woman on his back? Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Are we sending this man to Turkey or nah? Are we sending him to Turkey or nah? Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Yeah, just a weirdo. Shout out to Tom. To me, Ashley, they should have called 50, used the studio that they got there, and I believe it would have been much better for the city. That would have been fire too. I didn't even think of that idea. That would have been fire right there too. I like that. That would have been fire. Send them to Turkey. Send them to Turkey. That's funny. Send them to Turkey, no round trip on the way back. All right, so I'm seeing in the chat, y'all sending them to Turkey. That's what I'm seeing in the chat. Y'all sending him to Turkey. There's two aspects of this for me. All right, so the one aspect, it ain't nothing wrong with loving on your woman. It ain't nothing wrong with showing her love and showing her the ultimate form of love. But I think he's gonna live to regret that tattoo. Like getting somebody's face on your body, it's always nasty work. Outside of your kids, your mom or your dad on your body, that's nasty work. That's nasty work. A sibling or something like that, or a sibling that passed away. I get that, but a friend, a girlfriend, a wife, no matter how much you love her, y'all gonna be together forever and a day. To get their face on your body, to me, is that's kind of that's a tough one. I'm gonna send him to Turkey on this. Me personally, I'm gonna send him to Turkey. Granted, it's his body, it's his decision. He could do what he want, but I think he's gonna live to regret that. And I don't think a lot of NBA players realize until you get that next level money on, you gotta play certain things kind of cool. And if you do certain things, don't have it publicized. If you're getting tattoos and of this nature of your body on your body, what do you think sponsors is gonna look at that as? Like, oh, he get a tattoo of his baby moms on his body, like, and on his back. Like, so if he turned his back, of the face is facing her, so she needs to look at herself. Like, how do that work? Like, that to me, that's just nasty work. Again, that's his way is loving his woman, but there's other ways that sentiment could have been felt, in my opinion. Shout out to Ebony, that cougar loving. Malu, I'm not sending him to Turkey. Okay, that's interesting. Paul, that's why I said T, the future regret. That's a fact. Send that brother to the moon with Nick Cannon or the Turkey. Yo, I agree, bro. Shout out to Malu. Okay, no, I didn't catch that part. Oh my God. Yeah, so like at the end of the day, it's like, yo, there's other ways to show love to your women, fellas. Whether it's your wife, whether it's your girlfriend, and ain't nothing wrong with showing your woman a good time. Showing her, looking her in her face, and for her to understand the type of unconditional love for her unconditional love that you have for her is real. Nothing wrong with that. Tattoo, Trevor, you gone too far. Okay, it's just, you took it too far. You took it too far. So again, the chat sending him to Turkey. I'm sending him to Turkey as well. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next send him to Turkey or nah. Send him to Turkey or nah. A lady was caught at the airport going through the security gate with a 14-inch sexual instrument. I have to be careful with some of these words. A lady was caught going through the airport through security, and they pulled her bag aside, and searching the bag, they pulled out a 14-inch sexual instrument. And I think y'all know where I'm going with sexual instrument in the chat. Are we sending this lady to Turkey or not? Are we sending this lady to Turkey or not? And they got it on tape. That's why I saw it on footage. I seen the tape. It went viral. So let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Like I said, I think that's kind of diabolical, me personally. If you have to go wherever you going to on a trip, do you have to take that? Like, is it that serious? Like, you can't meet somebody there and show you a good time? You can't buy something while you there? The thing, it was so crazy that they had to pull the bag aside. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If you ever went through the security and, you got to take your belt off, you got to take your shoes off, and they see something in that bag that crazy where they had to like, yeah, we got to put this to the side. I know her heart was pounding when that was going on. And you know, security, they pull out everything in the bag. So when they pulled it out, it was like, oh, this is the type of time you on. Okay. So I don't understand. So I'm gonna send her to Turkey. I just think it's in bad taste to travel like that. It's crazy to me. Shout out to Ebony, laughing my ass off. She was doing too much embarrassing. Attend. Yo, are you the kids? All right, shout out to Jess in the build. Appreciate you. Hit them likes, hit the 100s. It helps with the growth of the show. Shout out to AK Baba. Appreciate you for tapping in. Hey, please. Shout out my friend Eli. Shout out to, is it Eli? LA? I'm going to say LA. Eli. Shout out to Eli. Happy birthday. Again, appreciate you for tapping in. Hit them likes, hit the 100s. Somebody get that lady a ticket to Turkey today. That's a fact, bro. She should have went to Turkey with that. Like that's crazy. Like for real, fellas, would you? I'm asking a rhetorical question. How embarrassed would you be, fellas, if your lady felt the need to carry something like that with her? It's like, yo, am I not enough? And ladies, if you traveling with your homegirl and she got a 14-inch sexual object in her bag, and they had to pull her bag aside, and you had to stand there and wait with her, do you really stand there for real, or do you wait for her like away from like so nobody know y'all together? Like that's crazy to me. Like so, people, y'all need to learn traveling decorum. That like leave that at home. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be back waiting for you. You know what I'm saying? The ladies in the chat say hell no. They say hell no. Ashley, I couldn't even or think that's but women can get away with these things, man. I would be leaving. Is it possible it was filled with drugs and that was a cover? Very possible. Very possible. That's a good question, Paul. It's possible. Is it likely? And I think that's why they pulled it out, though. I think that's why they pulled it out. Like, oh, if she's smuggling drugs, you know what I'm saying? Because they pulled it out the bag. You know what I'm saying? And the lady was like, you know, checking all up in there, and it just looked crazy. It looked crazy. So if there ain't no drugs in there, it ain't that serious. Leave that instrument at home. Okay? You could travel a week without it. It's cool. Meet you a dude or a couple of dudes to fulfill your fantasies, okay? It's cool. All right, y'all, moving on to our next one. Y'all already know what time it is. It's time to wrap. This segment is brought to you by Button Snaps, where you get the finest of movies, shows, documentaries, and original content for your viewing pleasure of $4.99. Again, it's Button Snaps. That's the word button, hyphenated sign, and the word snaps.com. That's the word button, hyphenated sign, and the word snaps.com. First hot topic of the night. It would be one thing to pull it out. Yo, hold on, before I get to the first topic, yo, Tom, yo, that's a fact. It'll be one thing to pull it out of her lady parts, of her beach. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact. But it's a whole nother thing if y'all traveling and it's like, oh, word? Like, that's what we doing? Like, yeah, that's crazy. All right, y'all. First hot topic of the night. A lawsuit against Spotify claims billions of Drake streams was fraudulent. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. We've heard weeks ago and months ago that Drake was suing the company basically with Kendrick Lamar and the Kendrick Lamar songs going so big. Drake felt that Kendrick Lamar's success was due to bots. And because of that, he was suing the company because the songs that rang out, it painted Drake in a negative picture. So he was basically saying that the company delivered bots to make it seem like Drake won the battle. I mean that Kendrick won the battle. So now that he lost his case about a week and a half ago or 2 weeks ago, now the lawsuit is going against him. And again, the lawsuit is against Spotify, claims that billions of Drake's streams was actually fraudulent. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Shout out to Biggs in the building. You already know what's popping. Hit them likes, hit the 100s. Shout out to Johnny in the building. Appreciate you for tapping in, man. Hit them likes, hit the 100s. Yeah, shout out to Dragon in the building. Appreciate you for tapping in. Appreciate that. Hit them likes, hit the 100s. It helps with the growth of the show, man. It really does. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right, y'all. So what do y'all think about this lawsuit against Spotify that claims that Drake's streams was fraudulent? Do y'all believe that his streams is fraudulent? I also covered a story that Drake went over a certain amount of streams just off YouTube. I mean, just off Spotify alone. Do y'all feel like there's merit to that? Do you feel like it's something that's industry standard? Like, what do y'all think about that in the chat? I don't know, but everything about Drake gives me the vibe of BS. I believe Spotify 100%. Okay. I also spoke about this in previous shows that the music business have always dealt with finesse. When you had CDs, when you had vinyl records, it was a much easier way to finesse the public that an artist was popping. It was two main things that you had to do to show that an artist was popping back in the 90s and in the 2000s. One, if that artist gets on a show such as Soul Train, such as 106 in Park, and performing, that was a form of that artist being popping. Second form of into that, like, yo, this artist is popping. If they have a top 10 music video, if you have a top 10 music video, a great song, and you're actually performing on one of these platforms that allow artists to perform, you can finesse. As a record company, you could say this artist is popping. This artist went gold. And a lot of people don't know that a lot of artists, it was a term called going gold, going platinum. And some artists may ship gold, but not necessarily go gold. But because you ship gold, in essence, you're going to go gold. They just give you the gold standard. If you ship platinum, then they just give you the platinum standard without even having to sell a platinum amount of sales. So what that means is going gold is like, yo, we have 500,000 people buy this record. This is actually on paperwork. This is in the registry. That many people bought this album or bought this song. But shipping is the label could ship that amount of copies to the different to the different places that's selling the music, not necessarily having to actually sell that amount. So when they ship that, they still give them that. So the industry have always dealt in finesse. Streaming is another part of the finesse. How many artists that you go on any type of platform and they got billions of streams in a day, and you like, damn, is it that many people in the world that's listening to this artist at one time? Okay, if y'all say so. So at the end of the day, the reason why this is coming ahead for real is that nobody wants to take a loss on the chin. If Drake would have took that L on the chin that he got by Kendrick Lamar, none of this would even be coming out. And for years, I'm pretty sure that Drake also benefited off of some sort of bots or some sort of beef up in the stream, some sort of fraudulent activity. He could have benefited in that too. And there's other artists that don't engage in fraudulent activity or don't do the fake buys, but you have people who will still put it under their account to make it seem like they're doing it. So that way it keeps the main artists, the Drakes and the other people that they want to put up in a higher category, and keep artists that are trying to come up and make it seem like these are the ones that have the fake bots and have the buys and things of that nature. So, I mean, this is like a catch-22, y'all. This is like a catch-22 in my opinion. Shout out to the chat. It's hard to tell because record labels are in cahoots with the music and that the artist is putting out. I'm more of a Drake fan, but didn't someone make that claim about him? Bots use Big More time, right? Took over the benefits of several artists. It's when the music become free. In 90 days, people had to pay and get it. Uh, shout out to Ill in the building. Hit them likes, hit the 100s. Weirdo. Yeah, so I agree. I agree with what y'all saying, but also take this into account when it comes to the music industry. The music industry, the whole purpose is to be popping, and the whole purpose is to get more and more listeners. We're in the first era in time where people value less listeners but more viewing time. When the whole streaming thing first came out, and it was all about, yo, whoever had the most streams is going to get the most pub. Instead of saying that, okay, this person has less streams, but somebody is listening to their music more. Somebody is really sitting there and listening to the whole song, opposed to a million people listening to only 10 seconds of the song. They used to reward artists for doing it in that elk, because that's how it used to be. So now that they changed it all up, now these things are getting uncovered because you have big artists that's unveiling that velvet rope. And it is a velvet rope. So if they've been finessing in streams, they've always been finessing. It was easier to finesse back then because the artists didn't have access to this type of information, didn't have access to the analytics, didn't have a platform that they could speak on. They didn't have none of this. So it was way easier to finesse back then, and it suited the artist to finesse. It made the artist seem bigger than life. Why do you think you see a lot of artists now that's from the 2000s, from the 90s, hell, even the 2010s, you see them in struggle mode because they fell apart or fell in that machine and it swallowed them up whole, and now that machine owns their music. So whatever happens with their music is really on the label and what other outside entities that they have to help finesse the stats. So that's a part of the industry as well. He's not gay. You got to stop the cap. You're my favorite gay. Come on, mix by like. See, here's my thing about that, right? Here's my thing about that. Y'all know the truth, man. Like, stop with the cap. And we live in a world today where it's okay to be homosexual. It's okay. If I was homosexual, I would say it. I'm a confident individual, so I would have no problem saying it. But I'm not, dude. I'm not. That's not cool. That's not cool. Don't put that type of slander on me, bro. That's not cool. They say you ain't make it until somebody put, a homosexual tag on you. Nah, I'm not, bro. Stop, please. Please. Like, what are you talking about, bro? I don't like that. That's super whack, G. And I know you botting. I know you trying to, like, you know what I mean? But it's just, that's tacky, bro. And then if I really was, you wouldn't be on here, like, trying to, like, point it out, right? Because you would get banned by the LGBTQ community would come after you. Stop it, bro. It's a weirdo. You know what? I'm going to hook you up with some tickets because you're being super weird and you're botting. We don't do that over here. It's all organic over here. So I'm going to hook you up with some tickets. Shout out to you. And he was going hard, too. That's weird. And hold on. Yeah, and shout out to, I'm going to get you too, Kelby. It's cool. I'm going to get you too, Kelby. It's cool. It's cool. I didn't forget about you, Kelby. It's cool. I got you. Yeah. Shout out to Doctor in the building. Appreciate you for tapping in. Hit them likes, hit the 100s. It helps with the growth of the show. Yeah, we don't do that over here, man. We don't do the bots, man. All organic love over here. Actually, I think you might have to took his girlfriend back in the day. Bro, I'm trying to tell you, bro. I'm trying to tell you. I was bad, but bro, I'm not saying that to brag, man, but you'll be surprised at the energy that you get, bro. I tell people this. I especially tell dudes this. When you go to clubs, be very careful of the energy you get from random dudes. And people are like, what the hell you talking about? I'm like, yo, if a random dude have like some sort of like just energy, like he just want to fight you, like he just like, I don't like him. It's like, yo, you don't have no reason to not like me. There must be a girl that like you. You don't even know that she like you. You never pay her no mind that he likes. So that energy travels, bro. So yeah, it's too many women out here to be fighting over one, bro. Like it's crazy. So I feel you, bro. You just never know. Shout out to Malu, she's laughing. I'm dead ass though. That's crazy. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next hot topic. Javante Davis, Tank Davis, and Jake Paul fight has officially been canceled. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. It's officially been canceled. I spoke about this when the fight was announced. I thought it was a horrible matchup. Horrible matchup. Obviously, skill for skill. Tank is on a whole nother level, skill for skill. But in boxing, weight matters. Weight class matters. And let's keep it real. Jake Paul is not what Tank is boxing wise. But Jake can fight. He's proved that he can fight. Now, has he beaten other boxing caliber, talented, young, hungry boxers? No. No, he hasn't. But he's proved himself that he can handle himself in the ring. He's a better part of like 199, maybe 200 as his fighting weight. So if he fight at 199, 200, naturally he walks around at about like 210. So that's a heavy man fighting somebody who is, I would say Tank is maybe 5'5", maybe a $138 at best. So we're talking about 199 fighting a $138. We're talking about somebody who can fight at 199, who's not the most skilled, fighting a superior fighter at 138. Body and weight matters. That's a fight that it just wasn't a good fight, even if it's 3 rounds, it's a money grab. It's not even a good fight to watch, even for chuckles. Like nobody, it would have been a circus. It would have been an all-out shit show, in my opinion. I wasn't going to watch the fight. I said it when it was announced. I don't care if everybody and their mother was talking about it. I don't care if I got on my TikTok and everybody's streaming it live. I would not watch that fight. That had no interest, no intrigue. I would have loved to see Tank run it back with Roach one more time. I would rather see Jake Paul fight a young, hungry boxer that's in his class that is a functional boxer. I would love to see that. Not somebody who is Muay Thai a fighter that's jumping in the ring or celebrity. Nah, I want to see you fight fighters. So I just didn't like that fight matchup. So I'm glad that this fight has been canceled. It would have been a complete shit show. 100% Ash, some dudes cannot like you because they are getting at all the girls, is why Tupac always had problems. Play Tupac, spoke his mind. That's a fact. That was a part of it. But Tupac, the only thing about Tupac that I have to add, and I have to be fair, is that Tupac was even doing it to his homies. You don't do that to your homies, bro. Or there's too many women out here to smash your homies, girl. That's the only thing I have to be fair about the Tupac, but that was very true with Tupac, for sure. Uh, how you match them. Okay, I spoke on the match. Yep, weight, height should be aligned. Yeah, and then people don't realize Jake Paul is like 6'2", maybe 6'3". I'm gonna give Jake Paul 6'2". Tank is like 5'4". Tank is 138. Jake Paul is 199. And again, that's fighting weight. Fighting weight. So that means he's fighting at 199. That means his natural weight easily could be 210, 215, 220. Easily. So like me right now, I'm what, buck 75? You know what I'm saying? Most people think I'm 200 pounds because how my body structure. But if I'm jumping back in the ring, I'm not fighting at 175. I'm fighting like at, I'm going to get busy like at 161 or something. Like that's what I'm going to be at. Old ass going to be at 161, 163 or something like that. I'm about 5'11", 6'footish. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. So that gives you a better understanding of fighting weight and your natural body weight. Tupac had to prove, hello, what is it? Tupac had I'll prove I can get your ego. Yes, I agree with that, Malu. I agree. No, yeah, that was Malu that said that. No, Paul said that. I agree with Paul. She said that that's not fair. A poor parent, he didn't have to prove anything. No, see, that's a fact. That's not a fair fight. So when you hear the measurables, that's not fair. No matter how skilled Tank is, no matter how skilled he is, that's not a fair fight. That's not a fair fight. I had to write the first fight I've seen something in that brother eyes, but I didn't see other fighters. I said he's going to beat Devontae Tank. You talking about Roach, right? Yo, Roach was not having it. Roach was not having it, bro. He was like, yo, you gonna get this work. I feel you. And I think that's the reason why Tank don't want to fight Roach again. I really believe that. I believe he don't want no more parts of that. You know what I'm saying? He took him to the brink. To himself, he did. Yeah, with Tupac, yeah, I know y'all speaking on Tupac. Again, y'all know how I feel about Tupac. He's a legend. He made great music, but he did some questionable things. And I think he did have a proven mentality based on the things that he did. Just the things on not my opinion, just on what he did. And that was said by himself and by other people. Did he have to prove something? It's one thing for us to say he didn't have to prove something. It's another thing to feel that inside. So to the public, the public may not feel he has something to prove, but I agree. I feel like he had one of those mentalities, like, yo, I'm gonna prove it. You know what I'm saying? Like I got that mentality too when I do some things that I'm great at. When I do my music, I feel like I have to prove I'm nice. Like, oh, I'm gonna give y'all these bars. I have to prove it, right? So yeah, even Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, these guys played to be great. And I think Tupac, when it came to being an artist, I think he did it to be great. Outside of the music, I think he was trying to prove other things too. But that's my opinion. So, poor parent, no, he didn't. Ashley Roach was not intimidated like the rest. That's a fact. He was standing firm. Tank, he was not having it. And Tank step in. That's a fact. I agree, bro. I agree. Tommy, nice. Come on, bro. Cut it out, man. You wouldn't know fake nothing if it fell on your forehead. Like my nuts fell on your mother's head. Like you wouldn't know the difference, Tommy. Get a job, bro. You on my podcast talking crazy. Like I know this got to be the only place you could like speak your shit, because it's just like you never heard of me. You just came up here trying to troll, trying to bot, talking shit, and you probably doing it from your mother's room. You probably still a damn dependent on her taxes. Like, so I feel you. That confidence really scared people. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. I feel you. Tupac was trying to make a change in the world. Wasn't ready for 100%. Okay, that's fair to say. That's fair to say. That's fair to say. Yes, I truly believe he was trying to change the world too. Okay, that's fair to say. That's fair to say. One, he lies back kitchen while he's talking in the bedroom. Uh, yeah, in my dream home. Yes, yeah, yeah, that I pay for. Yes. What else will I speak? Weirdo. And you on my podcast talking crazy. Weirdo. Who goes to somebody else's party talking crazy to the person party? Weirdo. This is a weirdo. You know what I'm saying? I feel you though. You know what I'm saying? Confidence do scare the weak brother. Shout out to Joe. Shout out to Guap. Shout out to y'all, weak brothers. I think people are sadly mistaken about the Mecca, New York is the Mecca of fashion, hip hop, graffiti, how everything started. That's a fact. That's a fact. Everything culture related when it comes to the music space, hip hop space, all started in New York. Well, I feel you, Joe. It's cool. It's cool. I'm cool. It's cool. You can say what you want, brother. Shout out to Joe. Hit them likes, hit them 100s, weirdo. Womp. You funny. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next hot topic. A quick shout out and rest in peace to Taki Caro. Y'all best know him for playing the movie villain Fouché in the first Bad Boy movies. He just passed away. So a quick rest in peace to the legend. That role was a legendary role. He held it down as Fouché in that movie. Bad Boys is a classic movie, and he's probably like my second favorite bad guy in the Bad Boy series. Fouché was a G. So shout out to the actor that played Fouché. Was nothing like I'll Be Square Mall back in the days. Ashley, please tell these people what time it is. Tell them about your city, bro. Yo, I'm not even gonna hold you. Growing up back in the early 2000s, late 90s, it was just a different type of feeling. I'm not gonna lie. Albee Square Mall and all these other malls, it got kind of dangerous. So like you couldn't just be out there just to be out there. You know what I'm saying? You had to learn how to move. Cause back then, dudes used to get robbed for their kicks, robbed for their Timbs. You just had to know how to move back in them times. I was a very young kid at that time, and you had to learn how to move. But it was popping though. The city was a popping place to be. Albee Square Mall was popping. Kings Plaza was popping. Fulton Street was popping. But it also got kind of dangerous too. You know what I'm saying? You got to have some way about you in the street to move. Shout out to Mr. Cluck in the building. Appreciate you for tapping in. Hit them likes. Hit the 100s, my brother. We appreciate you for tapping in. You had to know somebody in New York. That's a fact, man. New York. People talk about the old New York. Old New York wasn't safe. You know what I'm saying? You had to move carefully. And that's real. Am I safe here? Now, you definitely safe, my brother. We show light, love, and energy here. And if you're about your positivity, having a good time, this is the spot for you. Every corner, every person. The original 50 Cent. I'm not talking about. I know who the original 50 Cent is too. He was a different type of dude. He's robbing everything. If it wasn't nailed down to the floor, I know the real 50. Not by face, but I know who you're talking about. Imagine tripping on shrooms in New York City. Yeah, that wouldn't be smart to trip on no type of shrooms in New York City. In New York City, like for real, if you've never been there, when you walk through New York City, be about your business and just keep walking. Don't be like this. And New Yorkers could spot a victim. In our eyes, that's a victim. And in New York City, if you get caught with weapons that are available to you in places like Georgia, Florida, you're going down. So you're not gonna have no weapon for real. That's why I spoke earlier about razors. We learn off razors, putting it in our mouth and all that stuff. It's just like a New York City thing. But don't walk around looking like no victim, because people will try you. 50 Cent and 50 Cent Rubies or something else. Yeah, that the real 50 Cent was an actual robber. Like, he robbed everything. If it wasn't nailed down to the floor, he's actually going in corner stores, liquor stores, run the register. That's it, and it's a fact. And one time, he robbed every store on the block at the same time. Meaning, he went from once. And if you've been to New York City, there's several stores on one block. So he did one. He went in one store, went another. Went in one store, one, and he robbed the whole block like that. That's a fact. Okay, because I show off in a loud. Yeah, I show off a lot in public. Yeah, I mean, again, New York City is one of them places where if you are showing off and you don't look like the type of person that can show off, you will lose your assets. That's how New York City is. You can show off in New York City, but you have to look like a person that shows off. That's all it is. Like, that is just how it is. If you look like, oh, all right, that's his get down, and he got some street way about him, you cool. But if you don't look like you're really supposed to have that on, then guess what? Somebody's gonna help you with that. You know what I'm saying? 5-finger discount. And I'm just being honest when I say that. Honestly, if I knew I could get away with robbing a bank and nobody would find out, I could use 20K. I wouldn't kill anyone. I never understood that, to be honest with you. I never understood people that robbed and then killed somebody, unalive them. It's like, yo, you got the money. Why do you need to unalive and rob them? To me, it's either one or the other. It's either you came for the unaliving, or you coming for the robbery. If you coming for the robbery, you don't need to unalive somebody. I'm just of that mindset, me personally. And that's just Brooklyn. We not even talking about Harlem, Queens, the Bronx. That's a fact. That's a fact. Don't steal, never want, worth it. I remember one time I was in Fordham Road, and I went back to see my high school team play in a playoff game. And I'm traveling the city, so I'm saying I got my stuff going on. You know what I mean? And when I get to the door and I'm like, yeah, I'm here to see my school play. The guy that works at the school, he looked me up and down. He was like, yo, do you know where you at? I said, yes. He said, yo, you got a lot on, bro. I was like, trust me, I'm good. And he kind of like, you see the energy, right? And I don't carry a tough guy energy. I carry a respect energy. I don't talk about the streets and none of that stuff, because that's nothing to glorify. But he understood that I was good. So when I walked in the gym, the whole gym was like, what the fuck? And they went back to watching the game. So New York is the type of place, if you are shining and you look like you're supposed to, and you have some way about you, you good. If it don't look like you comfortable with that on, somebody will help you out. You know what I'm saying? 5-figure discount, and it's just Brooklyn. Yeah, that's a fact. I wish I had a mic for my phone so I could finish my freaking song. That's why they saying this: if you can't make it in New York, you can't make it anywhere. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. Don't steal, never worth it. But one of the things I love living in Florida is the mentality is different in Florida. The mentality in Florida is that shining is like a thing. Like, yo, we want people to shine, because there's a lifestyle in Florida that is more important than people being robbed. So people mindset in Florida is like, you had to rob somebody to get money. You're a peasant. Like, you dirt bottom. Like, robbing people in Florida is very frowned upon. It's very frowned upon. It's very frowned upon. it's like dirty. It's like a dirty mindset. Like people don't like people that rob in Florida. Because people in Florida, we all carry. Everybody carry. And it's funny that everybody carry, and there's not a lot of like gunplay in Florida. There's some gunplay in Florida, but because everybody carry, it's like you got one, I got one, bro. So what we gonna do? They knuckle up. So it's a different mentality. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next hot topic: a woman kicked out of Gold's Gym in L.A. for exposing a trans woman for being in the women's locker room. I seen the video. It has gone viral if you haven't seen it already. But a young lady said she was in the locker room, butt naked, and she's changing her clothes. And then there was a man in the locker room that happened to be trans, and she says, "Yo, bro, what are you doing in here?" And he kind of went off on her. So she went to the staff and was like, "Yo, how do y'all let someone in the women's locker room that's a dude?" And she said she seen his piece. Y'all know what I mean by piece, right? A sexual instrument. So what she see is a man. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Everyone comment up this. Best streamer. I appreciate that, Mr. Cluck. Appreciate that, man. Thank you. Don't forget to hit them likes, y'all. Hit them 100s. It helps with the growth of the show. But what do y'all think about that? I thought it was extremely interesting that we live in a world where some women, not all, but some women advocate for the foolishness of trans women being in the same space as women. Me personally, as a man, and I have a daughter, I don't feel comfortable women sharing bathrooms with trans women or trans men. Or if you a naturally born woman, regardless on what your preference is or what you want to be, you're a naturally born woman, you could be in the damn locker room. But if you not that, if you got you some junk, if you a dude, a naturally born dude, no matter how you feel waking up on Tuesday or Wednesday, you should not be sharing spaces with women. That goes for the locker room. That goes for sports. That goes for damn near everything. You should not be sharing the same space. What are you doing in there, bro? What are you doing? And some people feel like it's different perversions. But at the end of the day, he's in there because he feels like he's supposed to be in here. He feels like a woman. He was dressed like a woman in his hair and stuff like that. But it's a dude. And you have these women in here who will get naked because they're trying to change their clothes. They just had a big workout, whatever the case may be. What are you doing in there? And let alone looking at them. What are you doing? She didn't ask you to do that. She didn't ask you to come in there to give her a little something. She didn't ask for none of that. So what are you doing? So as a community, are we cool with this type of behavior? When are we going to say enough is enough? And nobody is bashing trans people. Your ass should not be in the bathroom if your natural born body is not that. If somebody has to question what you are, then you should not be in there. Simple and plain. I don't care how anyone feels about that. If you're not naturally what you are, you're not supposed to be in somebody else's damn bathroom, sharing the same spaces, playing the same sport. It makes no sense. Why would you want to do that? You've never seen a natural born woman want to be a man that say, now I want to play in a man's sport. I want to play football. I want to play in an NBA. I want to play men's basketball. I want to go change with the men. I want to be in there. You don't see that. So why do you have these naturally born naturally born men who view and act and wants to be women want to be in natural women spaces. That's creepy. I don't care what you feel like you are. That's not what you are. The world ain't going to see you as that. You could be a version of that for yourself, but at the end of the day, you cannot be in those spaces, bro. I don't care what nobody, I don't care what type of flack I might get for this. I don't care if this, you could clip this. I do not care. You should not be in that space. I have a daughter. I would feel away if she's in the bathroom and a dude is in there and he has a dress on. I would feel away. I would crash out. I'm not even gonna hold you. I would crash out. Like, what are we doing? And some people say, well, build trans people their own. Okay, I have no issue with that. I have no issue with that, because that's what you're supposed to be. Or you're supposed to be with your naturally born gender. Simple and plain. If we're going to create a space that allows them to have a trans bathroom, then cool. Whether you know, naturally born woman or man, you could go in there, handle your business and this, that, and the third, and you have for the women, you have for the men. Cool. But if this is what you're natural born, whatever you say to yourself day to day, that's your business. If you act like a woman, treat yourself as a woman, your friends and your family treat you as one, that's your business. That's your family business. I have a person in my family that has transitioned. I have a person in my family that has transitioned. I treat them with the utmost respect. I treat them with the utmost respect in their eyes, not in my eyes, in their eyes. In their eyes, I treat them with the utmost respect. But I don't have to worry about my family member doing some goofy shit like that. That's all the way goofy. Don't have to worry about that. So that's not saying that trans people is void of love. No, they're still human beings. They still deserve love from their family and friends. Yes. Treat their circle how their circle want to be treated. Yes, but when it comes to the rest of the world, you in the rest of the world, you have to acquiesce, my G. What are we talking about? We not going to play in the gray regarding this. I don't care who feel a certain type of way. Will it be the community, the alphabet? I don't care. It is what it is. We got to either make a place for people that are trans, that live their life this way, and we create a space where they could be comfortable and let them do their business like how we do our business, or they have to acquiesce to one or the other. And it is what it is. It is what it is. Is it right? Who cares? It's either we're going to do it or we not. Simple and plain. So that's how I feel about that. The lady was kicked out of the gym. She was kicked from Gold's gym. I don't think that was right. I think she should not only be reinstated her membership, but there's some emotional damage. Somebody seeing your body, that's a form of violation, that you didn't ask to see your body. That's a form of violation. There's a form of mental anguish that she's going through. So there's some other things that Gold's Gym need to come up off on before she takes them to court. Because that's a situation. I'm taking somebody to court. If that's my daughter, I'm informing my daughter to take their ass to court. Because that's crazy. Now, what if this dude, and then he didn't do this, or she didn't do this? She could have did something sexual to this person, and nobody will ever know. It'll be his word versus hers. Then what? Then what? So we got to stop playing like sex does not matter. That body organ does not matter. It matters, because if it didn't, we wouldn't highlight it. If it didn't, it wouldn't be a big issue. Let me check out the chat, man. Toasty, there's no mods in here but Ashley himself. Oh my God, this is little brother from sister sister. Oh my God, our single men always talking about relationships they would never be in. Your mod sucks. No freedom of speech. Ashley, good name. Uh, I'm with I'm with I'm with you on that, Ashley. Honestly, uh, from but no offense. Okay, what? Because that dress could cover up a predator. No, not okay. They should have their own place to go. Yeah, I mean, they saying crash out. They wanted me to crash. Mansplaining. See, that's the type of tacky shit I'm talking about. When I speak on the truth, now it's mansplaining. My truth have nothing to do with anybody agreeing with me. It's not about for you to agree with what I said talking about mansplaining. It is what it is. That's the world we live in. Why people spend time thinking about trans people? How many trans people y'all ever met? I actually have a trans person in my family, sir. So again, you speaking out of turn and out of pocket, coming out of left field, you obviously didn't hear what I spoke on. Big up to New York. Shout out to Al in the building. Appreciate that, my brother. Hit them likes, hit them 100s. Everyone needs to mind their own business and be nicer to their neighbors. See, you don't even know what the hell you talking about, Teddy. Don't even know what the hell you talking about. You just in here talking because it was actually the trans person that should not been in the damn bathroom with the women. So why do we not speak on that? Are you not a man? Like, what are you talking about? We are mankind. Mankind makes laws and rules. The same laws and rules that you grew up in. Make no sense. Okay, so my bad, Teddy. My bad, Teddy. My bad, Teddy. I commit when I'm wrong, bro. My bad, Teddy. He said I'm talking to the people in the world, not the chat. Oh, my bad, Teddy. I know when I could. I know I commit when I'm wrong. So if you're not speaking to me or the chat, cool. My bad, brother. Good morning, sir. Appreciate you for tapping in. Appreciate you for tapping in. Hit them likes, hit the 100s. That's the Democratic Party talking shit. You, nah, is talking to you, homie. UG. Yeah, I'm again. If you're not speaking against it, again, my bad, my bad, my bad. Blessings. Appreciate Mac in the building. Hit them likes, hit the 100s. Appreciate you for tapping in. W New York new mayor. A lot of people in the chat wasn't feeling the new mayor. We spoke about that a little bit earlier. And I'm about to speak on it now. Moving on to our next hot topic, New York City Mayor elect Zoran. I know I'm gonna get this last name wrong. Madani delivers as the new he delivers as the new mayor of New York City. The chat, some of the people in the chat is already messing with it. I'm from New York City and I'm hyped. So yeah, so in the chat, y'all messing with the new mayor in the chat is what I'm saying. Earlier I seen otherwise. Some people wasn't messing with it. Some people was messing with it. Teddy messing with it. John Wick, I believe, was messing with it. I'm speaking against my homie Lumen Life. I missed that. Yeah, bet you are. Oh, so John Wick not messing with it. Yes, he's a revolutionary. What's up? My New York brother, I heard they trying to go at Trump. Shout out to Mac. The world is about to start finally changing. Bro, I just wanted to see all it takes is a pebble to make a ripple. Very true. People happy. I'm going to be honest with y'all. Based on what I've heard him speak on, I don't necessarily know if I'm for or against. I just don't know enough about him. I know he's a young guy. I know he has a lot of ideas on how he wants the city to be run. I know that he has new tax laws that will be afoot, and it will affect the people of New York City. And I think people will get the real taste by 2026 tax year on his new tax policy, or the tax policy that he wants to implement. The first tax policy that I heard him wanting to implement is to millionaires. He wanted millionaires to pay in the 52%, which millionaires ain't gonna go for that. But his plan to take that money and to fund the city and to make the city better. But I have to be honest regarding that, is that I've never seen New York City get money from the people and turned it around for the better. It is a new day. Maybe we may see something different with him. Maybe we will see something where he takes that money and actually improve the city. But New York City, as much as I love my city, born and raised in Brooklyn, that's like New York City, no matter what you do, it's always going to look like it needs some lotion. It's always going to smell like ass and like a special kind of funk at 6 a.m. in the morning. And y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know that New York City smell, 6 a.m. in the morning, with that garbage truck juice mixed with like that rat infested with jerk chicken residue and like a hint a hint of like doodle. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a concoction of New York at 6 a.m. So I don't know for sure if that plan will work, because New York City will always look like New York City. Now, has it looked better over the years? Well, of course. If you've seen New York City in the 70s and the 80s, certain parts like the Bronx, certain parts of Brooklyn, definitely Staten Island, and certain parts of Queens, it looked like little Baghdad. But, through time, it has gotten better. It has looked better. But New York City also has a problem with rats. It's more rats in New York City than it is people. The rats are so gangster in New York City, they come up to the table, take food, and then take it all the way back down to the sewer. That's how strong and gangster them rats are. Them rats is real live splinters, master splinters, for real. They brolic, and they not even scared of the people anymore. Before you go hi, and the rat will run and jump. They not afraid of nobody no more. So he does have some views that I learned on, but I don't know his full function yet. So it's a little early to call it, and I'm only speaking on the things that I know about him based on what he spoke on regarding tax reform for the rich. But maybe New York City needs some new energy. I'm saying that it ain't hard to do Mayor Adams. Mayor Adams was trash. He was super trash. So that measuring stick, it ain't gonna be hard to pass Mayor Adams. So, but I think it's too early to tell. I think what will also be a sign if he had the people really messing with him and police messing with him. If he get the people and the police, then he has a chance to be a beloved mayor. If he don't, they're going to run him up out of there. So let me check out some of the chat. And we are tired of watching people strive and die on the street. Starve and die on the street. Facts. And I'm not going to lie. People are starving and dying, but other countries got it way worse. I've been to other countries, and people literally, like when somebody say they live on the street, in other countries, they live on the street. Like you could be driving by and somebody's on the road, like yo, I'm here. Like I'm here. Like this is where I'm sleeping. Drive around me, bro. Like what the hell are you doing? But I get the point. But in our country, people are starving and people are dying on the street. I will agree with that as well. You've seen Massachusetts. Oh, that went up too fast. Hold on. You seen Massachusetts raid though on the government. I did not see that, Mac. I did not see that. Nah, you got me fed up. You can have government jobs for 15 years and be be effing on Medicaid. Point well taken. Not too hype about the election. What happens to Mac? What happened to Massachusetts Mac? He was asking Max. I'd rather stop and say Chicago instead of moving. I'd rather stay in Chicago instead of moving to New York City, which says a lot. Yeah, New York City is wild. Chicago is wild too, but New York City is wild. And people like to talk shit about New York City. Oh, it's not that tough. This, that, and the third. New York City is the type of place that get wild at the drop of a dime. It's not like, yo, you in New York City, so all the wild stuff is gonna happen while you walking down the street right now. Nah, it's just at the drop of a dime, you're gonna see something in New York City that you didn't think was real. So, it is a wild place. It's a very violent place as well too. Still my city though. Still love my city. It's just a lower and upper Manhattan. You lived in both places, 504 in both places. From Chicago, and I live there now. Been to New York City a few times. My girl from Little Italy, Bronx, New York City is trash. It's wild. They grew up. They're in the projects, numbers like gang signs. The dollar would get better in New York. Stop playing war games. I spoke on this about the money in New York City, in America. The dollar will be great again once we start giving grants to I won't say low. Once we start giving grants to small business owners. Small business owners is what circulates the economy. We have to have businesses that America would normally go and outsource, and that's going to take grant money. And you have a lot of people here that are skilled, and a lot of people that have the ability to create our own next level concrete, so concrete wouldn't be as expensive. We have the means and have the ability to grow our own petroleum and finding oil, and so that way gas will be cheaper. We have all these people that know all these things, but as Americans and as America, because people don't realize the country and the business of America is two different things. If we put the business back into Americans and back into America, that's when we're going to see our dollars being great again. That's when we will see the power in our country, where we have cars built. We used to have cars built straight from Detroit. We don't have that. So that's why it's an influx of cars that was normally at 80,000 before. Now that same $80,000 car is damn near 123. Because of the lack of funding in the small business owners. And small business owners could fund their local areas, their local communities. And that allows that money to circulate tenfold. That's will be the major factor in making America money great again. Shout out to Maria in the building. Appreciate Maria for tapping in. How are you doing today, sir? Appreciate your friendship and love towards my father and family. We appreciate you, Maria, for tapping in. Hit them likes, hit the 100. It's always a blessing to have you in the building. I'm practicing with my new addition and Boys to Men for our tour next year. I love that. Keep doing your thing, and I'm going to be looking out for you. It's not randomly wild, though. It's the neighborhood. Beef, you might have been by walking, and it's not so violent on strangers. I agree with that. I agree with that. Most beefs you do see in New York, it is personal. It is personal. Now, but I said earlier, if you look like a victim in New York City, you will get got. We're not gonna pass that. If you look like a victim, that's why I say in New York City, you gotta keep your head straight, keep your peripherals, and people won't mess with you. But if you all like this, walk down the street, that spells victim. Got him. But most of the violence that happened in New York City is somewhat premeditated. It is personal. John Wick, dude, don't be ignorant, Teddy. Now the cars are being built in other countries. Yes. You will get scammed, not stabbed or shot. You definitely get scammed, but you could get punched in the face though. You may not get shot, but that's still not a good time neither. Somebody like getting scammed is not a good time, bro. If you go to a random city, if somebody scammed you or robbed you, that's not a good time. I mean, that's not getting shot or stabbed, but that's still not a good time. That ruined your whole trip, right? Getting scammed will still ruin your trip. So, but I'm saying you can't look like a victim, though. Can't look like a victim. Dirty China is going to lead the world in every way. Global military technology. As of this moment, China is kicking ass. As of this moment, but see, China does a great job in building their own economy by building the people up. China benefits by building the people up. That's why there's certain parts of China that looks immaculate, and then there's other parts of China. It's the struggle. Trust me, it's the struggle. But the economy in itself is in a great space because they build their own economics. Like when I went to Texas, if you've never been to Texas before, Texas got their own money, dog. They got their own. Texas is just a different type of flavor in Texas, and mind you, it's in the U.S., but Texas got their own money. They got their own motion, and you see it. They do a great job in building their own local economy. The rest of the world, we don't do that. Especially for us as a community and as a culture. In every community across the world, whether you go to Chicago, to New York, to LA, Miami, Michigan, Denver, there's places where other cultures can have their business and flourish. There's a little Italy. There's a little China. There's a little Havana. There's businesses on that road or in those sectors that these businesses could flourish would allow money to circulate. We don't have that. We don't have that. They most likely put us in places where it's high in rent and low in traffic. And this is the only place we will qualify for. But if we learn how to go into business with each other by saying, I could get 5 business owners, we're going to buy this strip mall, or we're going to rent this strip mall because we're going to get it for a cheaper price. And we're going to be able to build the community and have the dollar circulated into this community. So now when I go get a grant, we can all get grants, and it can all be individual based, and it'll help base and build the community. And we don't have that. We don't even have access to that information. A lot of that paperwork that's there for everybody, we don't know how to fill that information properly, fill out that information properly. So there's tools and tricks to it. They reinvest in themselves. U.S. as Americans, we reinvest in ourselves too, but it's not enough. It's different if I reinvest into myself with 50,000. Okay, I reinvest in myself with 50,000, but it's still my money. But if the government gives me a $50,000 grant, I can save and keep the original 50 that I don't have to spend and take chances with that 50. But I can expand with the government's 50. I can expand on a better business lot. I could expand and having more hands in the business and having more people to work, because the more people you have, the better the business, or the easier the business traffic would be. So at the end of the day, that's how business is grown. So if we could get access to these grants, it will help take our business to the next level. So shout out to Porter, shout out to On King, shout out to shout out to Teddy. Corporate is in the future. Shout out to Madam On King, Ashley Smashley. Who you calling the loser, King? on King David. Who you calling a loser? I know you're not talking to me, player. You better watch your mouth. Not at my house. We don't do that over here. I don't play with that at all. I don't play with that at all. If you're not talking about me, still show respect to the chat. You know what I'm saying? People could have a difference of opinion without being disrespectful. Like, I won't allow that here. Rich people don't want to share. That's a fact. This country benefit on the have and the have-nots. And a part of the reason, not just the outsourcing of material and things, you seeing people, Fake Mark Curry, my bad, sorry. A part of it is that you're seeing not just the outsource of things, but things are going up because the haves could pay for, a higher lifestyle. And it's about creating more separation. That's what I'm saying. Like, our country benefits from people being poor. Why do you think that there's more value when somebody passes away than when somebody dies? When somebody passes away, oh, now you could get this money. You get this insurance policy. You could get an insurance policy right now on somebody and they don't even know that you have that insurance policy on them. They don't even have to know that. You could get an insurance policy right now and pay $10 a month. And when that person passes away, you could get you a $150,000 check. So our country benefits on people passing away and people being without. There's a beneficial factor to that. So that's why when you look at other countries, certain other countries, they give out free medical, they give out free dental, and they're leading in the medical industry, in the dentistry industry. They're leading, but they have a vested interest in protecting the people, because without the people, you have no economy. Shout out to This Is Nonsense, Broke Joke. You don't have a job, free money isn't a thing. Porter, watch your mouth. If you have a difference of opinion, cool, but watch your mouth. I don't play them games. I don't play them games. You probably up here playing. I'm up here speaking real spill. And it sounds like you playing games, especially if you calling what I'm saying nonsense. If that's what you saying, you playing games. I got something for people that like to play games. I'm kind of petty too. They talking about money, they don't earn it. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you could look up right now SBA grants, and most people wouldn't even know how to fill out that information. But SBA grants is available for certain businesses. If it doesn't have it for your business, they will direct you into a loan, because this country wants you to loan. They want to give you something. They'll let you loan something, you're going to hold something, but they're going to put interest on it instead of giving you a grant. A grant hits differently. So our economy will have a jump start if our country uptick in the grant money into small businesses. All right. Indentured servitude. That's a fact. That's a fact. Debt you can never escape. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's where our country makes the money. And then if you putting people at debt, so let's say you getting 30,000 and they say, yeah, we're going to give you 30,000 at 10%. That's high. That's high. That's ridiculous. So at the end of the day, we're not understanding. So you're not going to pay back that original 30,000. You're going to pay back big money on that. So we don't realize that as people, and we got to understand the inks of business when it comes to loans and when it comes to having grants. I'm speaking too real for these dudes. Teddy, middle class, white boy. Too real. Yeah, so shout out to John Wick in the building as well. Hit them likes at the 100,051. You couldn't be more wrong. Keep your Deja, Ashley, Smashley. Yeah, shout out to King. I'm gonna hook you up with some with some tickets to the block party. Just being a weirdo. We don't do the bots over here. Shout out to you. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next hot topic. That took some legs because we started with the new mayor. So that took some legs. All right, I got a fun question. We're going to break the serious talk for a quick second. I got a fun question. Ladies in the chat and fellas, maybe you can answer this for, well, you can't answer this for your ladies or whatever, but for ladies in the chat, how long, because I had an argument with one of my boys that he felt like approaching women is like the best method to meeting new women. I'm kind of old school, so in a way I agree with him because all the women I know, I gotta see you up close and personal and holler. I'm not the online guy. I'm not the Instagram guy that's gonna holler at women online. So it was truth to what he's saying, but there's a difference between approaching a woman and talking to her and then really doing and saying things to impress her to go. And y'all know what I mean by go. You know what I'm saying? To go. You don't have to do much to impress. And he like, no, bro, you gotta, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, you really don't. My position was, most women know whether they're gonna mess with you or not before you even say anything, bro. And he was like, no, that's not true. How would she know if she ain't seen me yet? I'm like, bro, women are more aware than you give credit. She seen you walk in the door when you didn't even see that she seen you. Women peripheral vision is on 1,000, bro. Like, what are you talking about? So they seen you. So why do you think when some guys go up to women, it don't take much? Because she's seen him already. She was just waiting for him to come over there. So my position was, you don't got to do much. You could go over there, introduce yourself, do your 1-2 and get up out of there. Don't be lingering. Don't be trying to do too much. The less you say, the more intrigue you're going to have, bro. Nah, bro. Nah, I'm like, yo. So let me know what y'all think in the chat. So that's my question. For some women, how soon did you know that you was going to give your husband or your boyfriend some of that cookie? When you first met him, how soon did you know? My argument again was, y'all know immediately. As long as he don't say no dumb shit, he gonna get the draws. That's my argument. As long as a man don't say no dumb shit, he gonna get the draws expeditiously. So, cause I feel like women know when they see you. If your energy not matching up to what they see, then you're not getting the draws. But if you out there doing too much, you talk, you out of there, bro. So let me know what y'all think in the chat. I know we got ladies in the chat. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Some of the fellas may agree based on their experience with their wives and their women. So that's why I say the fellas could kind of answer, but you can't speak for a woman unless a woman has told you that. So let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Shout out to Freak Bob. Yo, come on, bro. Like, what are we doing, man? Like, it's not the pod for that, bro. Like, we don't do the bots over here, man. If you're a chick, if you a chick, Teddy, then you a snow bunny. Young M.A. Nah. How we gonna grade the situation? Yeah, you. Wait, Teddy. Y'all have your own. You want your lives to intersect naturally. Women are instinctive and cunning at the same damn time. Yo, that's a fact, yo. It's because you need a foundation of your lives crossing paths naturally. If you live nowhere near each other, you don't know the same places of things. Okay. So let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Y'all funny in the chat, though. Y'all funny. Y'all funny in the chat. You need help. Nah, but let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Am I bugging that I say that? Like, some of the ladies, am I bugging? Like, I really believe when you go somewhere, when a woman see you, she already made it up in her mind whether she gonna give you some play or not. All you gotta do is go over there and, hey, how you doing? Bomb, bomb, bomb. You get in and you get out. You don't sit there, nah, it's time to go, bro. You're doing too much. Them drawers are gonna come up mighty fast. Uh, no, I agree. Nah, you need help. Teddy promoting a downward spiral of the city. It's dangerous to meet people offline too. No, that's wrong. Yeah, for me, I just never been a fan on meeting people online. Not saying that you can't, but me, I like it up close and personal. You know what I'm saying? I like them to feel my energy. There's no way I could reach out to a woman on social media and she understand my personality or the jokes and, you know what I'm saying, or the things that I do when I meet a woman as far as like the introduction phase. It's not the same. It don't hit the same. You know what I'm saying? So that's me personally, and I grew up that way. Uh, Women ain't looking to F. We want a relationship. No, that's wrong. It's dangerous to meet people. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if women not looking to get it popping, but I think women already know whether they're gonna mess with somebody or not. Unless we just got dumped, but then I thought usually we saw family like friend, we trying to hit for a hit. Wow. Chat thing, sure. The bots, man. I'm gonna get rid of some of these bots. Pedo, you're a bot, bro. Like, stop. Teddy, and that's a safe hit and quit. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, that's what I believe. He believed otherwise. He really felt like the more you put on it, you know what I'm saying, the more a woman's gonna want to mess with you. Again, I disagree. The more you give a woman a little mystery, you know what I'm saying, you in there like swimwear, baby. Don't do too much. You feel me? So I miss what somebody just said. Shout out to 46MD. Hit the likes, hit the 100s. Appreciate you for tapping in. It sort of hit the same when you hit it. We are attracted to personality over aesthetic. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. Y'all attracted to personality over aesthetic? Yeah, I don't agree with that. But you're a woman, so you would know better than anything. But I always felt like a woman sees a guy attractiveness first. And then if he speaks to you and if he doesn't ruin it by what he's saying, then you in there like swimwear. So so I think that's what you're saying as well. So we're probably saying the same thing. Well, which one of this? Which one of us is the one? That's why I said you're the woman. That's why I said that you're the woman. Who is behind you? Are you practicing your perception? You just want a pretty lady who is silent and sounds like. You talk about me personally? Me personally, I like a woman with a little personality. I like a woman that knows have a good sense of humor, on her. Me personally, I like to laugh. I don't want to be with somebody that can't make me laugh, like for real. But I also like a fine ass woman, and a fine ass woman to me is somebody that's comfortable in their own skin. And what I mean by comfortable in their own skin, natural. Don't need all the eye gook and the fake this and the fake that. I like my women natural, naturally fit, naturally look. I rather for a woman to have a natural ponytail, long ponytail, than weave down to her leg. Like, I'm cool on that. The most I could do with the weave is braids. Other than that, nah. Nah, I like my women natural. And if she's comfortable in her skin, then she's beautiful to me. And if she treat me good, she's even more beautiful to me. If you see a woman you think anything kind of say, you should genuinely share it. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I pick and choose. I pick and choose because I look at it like this too. When a woman gets too much attention, I'm not going to be the next guy to give you that attention, no matter how cute I think you are. No, you need balance. You need balance. So hold on, let me get this dude up out of here. He's a weirdo. He's a weirdo. Hooked him up with some tickets to the block party. But yeah, you need to balance. You know, a woman has to like me more than I like her. That's just me personally. There's no such thing as too much attention if it's genuine. No, there is. There is. And the reason why there is, speaking as a man, is because when somebody gets too much attention, they can miss their blessing of what's in front of them. So there is a such thing as too much attention because you're not paying attention to what's worthy. 46 MD, 7 years. I got married 7 years. You went in like Teddy. She's 300 pounds, 5 foot, in the middle age. That's why she voted to diminish the city. She's not like us. You might think I'm gorgeous. You think I am, but I raise my monsters and have no clue. I don't need to be knocked down a peg. I could use hair looks. Yeah. I mean, so a compliment is a compliment when it's genuine. Yes, I didn't say I don't compliment. I'm saying if a woman gets too much, she getting all the attention. I'm not going to be the next guy to give her attention. I'm not going to do that. You get it already. You don't need my attention. And if you want my attention, then say something and show it. I'm from Brooklyn. The women from New York is aggressive as hell. They're aggressive. And that's why most dudes be like, yo, how do you grow up in New York? It's so many women. Like, it's a plethora of women. The women in New York City are aggressive. When women in New York City think you cute, they gonna say like, yo, what's up? Like, yo, you cute. And you reciprocate energy. I'm the type of man, I actually go up to women and speak. I'm that type of brother. When I see something I wanted, I go get it. But at the end of the day, it's a certain thing to me as too much attention. No, it's not the same where you see men lining up to compliment women. Now, men do compliment women. Men do compliment women. They do. They do. I've heard it, I've seen it, and I've done it as well. So, yeah. So I'm going to disagree with that. I'm going to disagree with that. That's how my girl was 100% Italian. She moved with me to Chicago. That's fire. We get treated like dog shit. Now, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that, Teddy. Don't agree with that. And a part of the reason why I don't agree with that is because what women don't understand, well, not women, what some women don't understand, you have the ability to get treated as what you present. So if you present a great package, meaning you don't have to be weaved up, you don't have to have the fake boobs and the fake body and the fake this. If you package a nice person, a nice looking person, any man could get with that. It may not be the man that you want in particular, and that's why I said too much attention is bad, because instead of looking for the real attention that you need, you looking for the attention that you want. So that's what makes it different. And if you present yourself a certain way, men, we treat women that present themselves a certain way. So, and women don't realize, some women don't realize, we have it in our mind where you're going to be based on what you say to us. If you say something that's ho-ish, oh, so you the homie. We're going to call you up when it's time to crack. If you present to us a good woman, and this is somebody that we could possibly build with, then we're going to treat you as such. So I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. When you meet a woman who got complimented too much. Have you ever heard of the red pill community? Good boy. Scotty, you haven't noticed the influx of women with jobless home husbands from all their trauma. Shout out to Jay. You're a weirdo. If I was really that, bro, you would not say that because you would get slandered for saying that. So you know that I'm not weirdo. It's my confidence to scare the hell out of you, weirdo. Scotty, recover. You're a weirdo too. He's a weirdo too. We don't do the bots over here. You haven't noticed the influx of we all dealing with trauma. We can't go. This is one thing as a community we have to stop doing. We have to stop like trauma bonding and trying to compare hurt for hurt. We're not going to build like that. As men, we face our own demons. As women, y'all face y'all demons. We're not going to get anywhere if we say, well, we're going through this, well, we're going through that. And it's going to create more division as opposed to getting people together. So, no shame in anyone's game. What's up from Oklahoma? We got Oklahoma in the building. Shout out to Alf in the building. What you doing, man? Shout out to Blitz in the building. No, the rich people don't have it. Teddy. Yeah, so appreciate y'all, man. All right, y'all, moving on to our next hot topic. New York Jets hit the dumpster fire button. The New York Jets hit the dumpster fire button. As they should. They've been terrible, and they need to start over, but it gotta be hard for the Jets fans out there. It gotta be hard, bro, because since I was a kid, I've seen the Jets probably good maybe twice. Like I probably seen them good like Vinny Testaverde, Curtis Martin years. They was kind of good. And then with Rex Ryan, they was good for like a couple years with Mark Sanchez. But they've been a terrible organization. They probably been top 5, one of the worst franchises in the last 50 years. They've been terrible. They've been terrible. The Jets organization is one of the reasons why I say the NFL and any other sport is not built off talent. Talent eventually makes its way to the league, but it's about storylines. And this storyline led them to a dumpster fire. They traded their Pro Bowl cornerback Sauce Gardner to the Indianapolis Colts for 2 first-round picks and a player, and they also traded another franchise player in my regard, Quentin Williams, defensive tackle, really good player, franchise worthy. He has that type of skill. He had a rough year, but he does have that type of skill level. And he still has a lot of football ahead of him, but he was also traded to the Dallas Cowboys for a 2026 second-round pick and a 2027 first-round pick, along with D-line Mozzie Smith and a couple other key guys on the Jets. I mean, they have no quarterback. They've had a rough year. They have a brand new coach in Terry Glenn, which I love. If you know the history of the Jets, Terry Glenn was a beast. He was a baller. So I think his mentality would have been great for the team, or would be great for the team. Him coming from Detroit, the Detroit Lions, and that defense that was balling out. You got to give him some time to cook. I hate seeing our coaches, meaning, yeah, I know I hate saying the word black. I say the word culture instead. I hate seeing our cultured coaches getting fired after 1 year having a bad season. I hate seeing that. They could have a 500 season and still get fired. Give this man some time to cook. He helped transform that defense in Detroit. He could do the same thing with this Jets defense and the offense in itself. Give this man some time to cook. Let's be real. Outside of Sauce Gardner and Quentin Williams, they haven't had much talent on the team. They have a good receiver in Garrett. But it's not much to go on. I mean, they got a couple of guys here or there, but it's not enough to build the team. And they have to start fresh and brand new. And they have to get themselves a quarterback. I don't think that there's a quarterback in college right now. Y'all know I'm vivid watcher in college football. I have picks every week. There haven't been a guy I've seen in college this year that's going to come out, that's going to get drafted into the next draft, and it's going to be a day one starter and change a franchise around. All the good quarterbacks in college football right now are draftable players in the first round, but they all need development. So the Jets has to be able to find their way to get themselves a quarterback in the league that's in the lead right now. And they have to hit on these picks if they're going to rebuild their terrible franchise. There's been plenty of picks that I've seen the Jets get, and it was guys better than the guys that they ended up getting. Hence why I say the NFL is not built off talent. So this was a bad dumpster fire. But at the same time, this helped the Colts. The Colts is good this year. They're in playoff contention. The Cowboys, this is more suited for next year. I like the Cowboys D-line, especially if they could get young pass rushers in the draft. There's a lot of guys who could get to that quarterback that's going to be in this year's draft. And if the Cowboys draft one or two of those guys, they could make a real change in that defense immediately. So that's how I feel about that draft. Those picks, those trades by the Jets to the Indianapolis Colts and the Dallas Cowboys. Shout out to Vic in the building. Cousin, what's popping, my dude? Appreciate you for tapping in, my guy, man. Hit them likes, hit the 100s. It helps with the growth of the show, man. Shout out to A Pickle in the building. Appreciate you for tapping in, man. Hit the likes, hit the 100s. Yo, you need help. What else we got? I missed a couple. Congratulations. Shout out to D's. We hooked you up with some tickets to the block party. Hope you enjoy. The shout out to Ja from the group of Mature. That's how many girls. She's from the Bronx. Y'all stupid. The cousin from him. That's his cousin. Yeah, he talked about my cousin Marcus. That's my cousin Marcus. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next hot topic. College football picks is in. My pick 6 is in for college football in the NFL. First game I'm calling college football. My pick 6. We got Northwestern versus USC. I got USC winning this game. I think USC is the better team, and they need this game. So I'm going with USC to win. Next game I'm calling number 8, BYU versus number 9, Texas Tech. This is going to be a Big 12 classic game. This is going to be a great game. This game could go either way. But I'm going with Texas Tech. They just look like the better team in all phases of the game. BYU can win this game, but I got to go with Texas Tech. Next game I'm calling Auburn versus number 15, Vandy. Auburn has been hit or miss this year, and Vandy has been way more consistent. Their quarterback, Pavia, has been consistent all year, even in games that they lost. But I'm going to have to go with Vandy. I'm going with Vandy to win this game. Next game I'm calling number 2, Texas A&M versus number 19, Missouri. An upset is at foot here. An upset is at foot here. But I'm going with Texas A&M. Texas A&M is the better team. But this is why the game is played. Things happen on game day. Fumbles, interceptions, team not being up for the game. I'm going to still go with Texas A&M. But this is an upset alert type of game. But I got Texas A&M winning this game. Next game I'm calling Colorado versus West Virginia. West Virginia has looked good for the past couple weeks, but I've been out on West Virginia all year ever since I've seen them lose to Ohio. They had no business losing to Ohio, and I'm talking about Ohio University, not Ohio State. They had no business losing to Ohio. So I've been down on them, but they have been kicking butt ever since. But I'm gonna have to go with Colorado, and I know y'all think I'm crazy. Colorado has gave up 112 points in the last 2 weeks. People averaging 50 points a game against Colorado the last 2 games. But I got Colorado winning this game. I believe that even though it's Juju Lewis' first start, I think this will matter. Juju Lewis can complete passes from the pocket. If you watch Colorado, it was plenty of games that they were supposed to win, but their quarterback could not complete passes from the pocket. Their defense have been hit or miss, but their defense is good enough to beat West Virginia. So I got Colorado for the upset. Next game I'm calling I have LSU versus number 4 Alabama. I'm going with Alabama. Not going to sugarcoat it. Alabama has looked great. Alabama is going to be a playoff-bound football team, a college football playoff team, and I got Alabama beating LSU. LSU probably played the best football of this season, but Bama's going to win. I got Bama winning that game. So that's my pick 6 for college football. No defense. In Africa, we don't have defense. We are purely offense. Go super goofy. No poise in the pocket. Oh, you talking to the guy about Africa? We talking about football. In Africa, they can't call it football. In Africa, we don't have to talk about football. We talk about cows. Yeah, you're a widow. You're a widow, bro. Stop being weird, bro. Hit them likes and hit them 100s. You being weird, bro. Stop. All right, so my pick 6 for the NFL. My pick 6 for the NFL. And to go back to that real quick, Colorado's showing that their defense is, but see, it's certain players that's not in the game. When their 2 young freshmen is playing, McPherson's playing on Sunday one day. He's going to play on Sunday one day. And the other kid, number 44, oh my God, London Merritt. He's going to play on Sunday one day. Them 2 young defensive ends, they freshmen, but they didn't play last week. That's why that defensive line was getting tossed around like new groceries. So they're going to play this week. So I think it's going to be a different energy. That's why I also added to that Colorado upset versus West Virginia. All right, so my pick 6 for the NFL. First game I'm calling Raiders versus the Broncos. I'm going with the Broncos. The Broncos is a better team overall. I would not be surprised if the Raiders win because this is the type of week that we'll see some goofy stuff in the NFL. You ever watch an NFL game and you like, yeah, this team is way better, and you go turn the game on and this team is struggling. Like, yo, what the hell are they doing? This is one of these type of games, but I got the Broncos beating the Raiders. Next game I'm calling the Giants versus the Bears. There's no reason why the Bears shouldn't win this game. The Bears should have lost last week. They should have lost, but they came back and won. Very improbable, but they won that game. And I think they have the better team than the Giants. The Giants got a lot of guys that are hurt, and I got the Bears winning that game. I think Caleb is also making a turn as well. Next game I'm calling Saints versus the Panthers. I got the Panthers beating the Saints. The Saints just lost a really good receiver in one of the trades, so I think they're going to be lacked a weapon, and the Panthers have been playing good, surprisingly. Next game I'm calling the Ravens versus the Vikings. I have the Ravens winning this game. The Vikings has looked good, but Lamar Jackson is back, baby, and he looked like he on BS. He not playing no games, and he looking to run it up. So I got Lamar having a big game, and the Ravens winning that game. I have the next game I'm calling Rams versus the 49ers. This will be an outstanding game. One of my good friends is a big Rams fan, and he's going to hate that I'm going with the Niners in this game. I got the Niners beating the Rams in this game. Next game I'm calling the Steelers versus the Chargers, and I have the Steelers winning this game. The Chargers is a good team, but they're pretenders. Anytime they play any team of value, they lose. They lose. And you just never know what team is going to show up. So I'm going with the Steelers. The Steelers have been way more steady. and I think the Steelers will win that game. So I have the Broncos beating the Raiders. I have the Bears beating the Giants. I have the Panthers beating the Saints. I have the Ravens beating the Vikings. I have the 49ers beating the Rams. And I have the Steelers beating the Chargers. So that's my pick six for the NFL. And again, my pick six for college football: USC beating Northwestern, Texas Tech beating BYU, Vanderbilt beating Auburn, Texas A&M beating Missouri, Colorado for the upset beating West Virginia, and Alabama beating LSU. So that's my pick six for both college football and the NFL. Pitt, Pitt look good, bro. Pitt look good. That's right, exactly right about the game. 49ers, go Biz. Yeah, if y'all seen that Bears game against the Bengals last week, the Bears had no business winning that game. The Bengals defense is so trash. Like, they give up, what was it, like a 60-yard catch? Like, with like 17, like that was like some Patrick Mahomes to Kelsey type of thing. And shout out to Colston, because he from Michigan, you know what I'm saying? Bro, I remember when you sold me. Yeah, that wasn't me, brother. That wasn't me, man. Nope. Shout out to PS in the building. Shout out to Blizz in the building. Appreciate you for tapping in. Hit them likes, hit the 100s. It helps with the growth of the show. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next our next segment, which is Keep the Lie Alive. I'm going to have to play your audio for this for my Keep the Lie Alive. My Keep the Lie Alive is we can't let people be too comfortable in saying stupid shit. We can't let people be too comfortable. And I'm of the mindset in media space and understanding that people can say whatever that they want to say, whether it's stupid or not. And we don't have the right to unalive somebody because they say something stupid, right? I'm completely on board with that. But when you are overtly offensive, knowing you're being offensive, then there's a place for you that you have to receive some sort of consequence, and you have to be able to pay it forward. I'm looking for what I've seen online. This lady named Lily Gildas, she dressed in blackface for Halloween, and she made several racist comments within her live or when she was talking. I'm looking for the video that I thought I had, but it was very it was very offensive to black women. And y'all know I hate saying the word black because that's not what we are. That's why I don't like saying the word black. We're not black. We're not 3/5 of a person or people. And I don't, say that about myself or my people. And that takes on a whole nother conversation. But I'm looking for the video in itself about this lady, and I thought I had it queued up. So, and I apologize for that, y'all. And I thought I had it queued up. Yeah, it won't pull up. So basically, she was dressed in blackface. She had made several of these nasty comments about black women and their hair, or cultured women and their hair, and that they should do their hair a certain way because, all cultured women, all they do is fight, and they have to, dress in a certain way because of that, because they fight and they do things, and, they have to be careful. And then she just made a whole bunch of just idiotic, racist comments that wasn't necessary. And then dressing in blackface, grand opening, grand close. She was trying to be offensive. Not just what she was wearing, but also what she was saying on purpose. What space do we have that in this world when you're trying to be offensive? Trying. And then when you get hip to what you should and shouldn't do based on the sensitivity and being tone deaf, and then you upset on the type of response that you get. So she has to face some sort of accountability for dressing like that, dressing up in blackface, for saying the racist comments that she was saying. They talk about black fatigue or cultured fatigue. We don't say that with white folks. We don't say that with white folks because this is not necessarily a black and white issue. This is about one idiot doing this. Is it an issue? Of course. Is it white over here and black over here? No, this is about one idiot. In this country, there is white over here and black over here on purpose. There's a reason for that. But that's not what the reason that I'm talking about. We have to expose certain idiots for doing idiotic things and holding them accountable. Because for damn sure, she's not doing that in front of anybody that I know. Because that will carry a certain type of consequence. And it don't even have to be an ass whooping consequence. There's things that somebody could say to you that would last longer with you with words than ever with an ass whooping. So I'm not even referring to an ass whooping. I'm referring to for her to meet somebody and that could give her game that's of our culture and have a shift in her perception and a shift in her mindset, thinking that's okay. Doing that shit for clicks, doing that shit to get a rise out of people. That's not okay. That's why I could speak about it so clearly and unfazed in a way where it's not emotional. My response is all logic based. That's not okay. What world can I get up here and speak in whiteface and mock white people? We just seen Kyrie Irving go through something by referring the public to a book that people should read based on history, not opinion, based on history, and he had to go through all these trials and tribulations. We just seen an actor that was trying to de-escalate a situation with his girlfriend and ran away from her, and there was accountability. This lady, Lily Gildas, need to be accountable for her dumbass actions. It was dumb, tone deaf, and you need to be held accountable. No bodily harm needs to happen to you. You don't need to get suplexed. You don't get extra vitriol outside of understanding what you did was totally dog shit. So that's my Keep the Lie Alive for this episode. Comfortable idiots. They can't be comfortable. What did she do? Shout out to Reg in the building. Hit them likes, hit the 100s. It helps with the growth of the show. Well, this, like I said, this young lady supposedly dressed in blackface and made a whole bunch of racist comments based on the culture. What I mean by culture, I'm talking about people who are melanated. And it was very overtly racist, and it was done on purpose. She needs to be held accountable. She should not be supported. It was asshat. And the points that she was trying to make, she was doing it for clicks. She was doing it to be offensive. She was doing it for people to tap in. It didn't have no educational significance. There was no grander or greater point to be made. She just did it for that. It wouldn't be okay if I did it or anybody that looked like me. So this lady needs to be held accountable. Don't need to get a beat down, but she needs to get some understanding that that shit won't fly. So that's what we talking about. Cool, lockhead. That's awesome. He wants a bird, retired, long range. So shout out to Arch in the building. Appreciate you for tapping in. Shout out to Water Wheels in the building. Hit them likes, hit the 100s. Appreciate you from tapping in. I'm an ink part of my stage name. Dan 50 looks. Stay in school, guys. 77 in the building. Appreciate you for tapping in. Mahomes fumbled this last Super Bowl. You think it was Mahomes' fault? Nah, our offensive line, bro. They were struggling, bro. It wasn't on Mahomes. It was our O line. All of you combined, how many crimes? You brought us beer. You stupid. Hip hop, Stephen A. What she do? Just I answer that question. Yeah, so that's my keep the lie live for this episode. Alright, y'all. Yo, thank y'all for tapping in, man. Y'all been absolutely amazing. This is the Can the Brothers Get a Rap podcast. I'm your host, Ashley Lovechild. We're on every Wednesday, every Sunday. Every Wednesday, every Sunday at 10:30 p.m. Hit them likes, hit them 100s on your way out. I appreciate it. It does help with the growth of the show. And again, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. There's membership portions in the chat. Take advantage. Different memberships do get granted different access. We had quite a few badge holders in the building. Also, shout out to some of the sponsors of the show, Button Snaps and OUV Records. If you're looking to be one of the sponsors of the show, you can hit me on Instagram at Ashley Lovechild. And again, Button Snaps, where you get the finest of movies, shows, documentaries, and original content for your viewing pleasure of $4.99. Again, that's Button Snaps. That's the word button, hyphenated sign, and then the word snaps.com. Also, again, working on some new music that's going to be absolute fire. Can't wait for y'all to hear that. And again, if you haven't heard of me before, type in Ashley Lovechild on any music platform. I got albums and they fire, so make sure y'all tap in. And again, I want to thank y'all for just showing major love and the supporters of the show. Shout out to some of the chat. I'm not going to say everybody's name, but I'm going to shout out a few of y'all. Shout out to Paul in the building. Shout out to Keith in the building. Shout out to Vic. Shout out to who else was in the building? It's a lot. I'm not gonna shout out everybody, but shout out to y'all though. Shout out to Karen in the building. Shout out to Mike. Shout out to who else we got? JK. Manhoff. Shout out to you. Shout out to Teddy in the building. Shout out to Jive in the building. Shout out to it was a few more people that was like, hey, shout out to John Wick in the chat. Heavy in the chat. Hit them likes, hit the 100. Shout out to my bro Biggs in the building. 46MD. Shout out to King P for the gifted. The major gifted. Appreciate the gifted. King P. Shout out to Ebony in the building. Yeah, I'm not gonna shout every single person, but yo, shout out to y'all for showing major love in the chat. Thank you. Shout out to on the way out. There's some tickets I'm gonna give out on the way out. Shout out to y'all. Being weird and botting. We don't do that here. Yeah. They like, damn, I was just here. I had to kill them like cockroaches, man. Weirdo. So again, shout out to y'all for showing major love. Shout out to a pickle in the building. Yeah, a pickle is in the building, man. Appreciate you for tapping in, man. But shout out to y'all, man. Again, I'm here every Wednesday, every Sunday at 10:30. So tune in and tap in next time. I'm gonna see y'all this Sunday at 10:30, and you already know it's love. And I'll see y'all next time. I'm out.